Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Many a True Nerd, and welcome to something you probably weren't expecting. Welcome...
That's Ted behind us, by the way.
Sorry, I got distracted.
So rude.
Welcome to the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which is just showing up out of cocking nowhere this evening, because as you may have noticed in the description, I've got my hands on a little piece of tech called the Analogue 3D. Which you may or may not be familiar with, but yeah. Let's explain this as quick as we can. Basically, it's magic, and I don't really understand, like, what it is, or how it works, or anything. It's basically an N64 emulator in a box. It's just an N64 emulator, but like in a box that looks like an N64, but it's magic, because you just plug cartridges in and it works. So that's surprisingly difficult for an emulator. Like, trust me, I've flipping, like, you know, it took us a long time to get the Dolphin emulator for the GameCube working, and even then, some games just sort of don't work. Like, Rogue Leader absolutely stutters to hell, and I cannot figure out how to fix it, which is so sad, because I'd love to have made a Rogue Leader. It was like the first thing I wanted to do with Project Dolphin, and I never figured out how to make it stop stuttering. No idea. But this thing it's like an emulator in a box. You put in your N64 cartridges, and it just sort of works. Now, we're going to have to, like, you know, cover off a few things. For those of you who, like, were, like, not born in the 20th century, which is a terrifyingly large number of, like, adults, for example.
Yeah.
I know, adults shouldn't be allowed to have not been around in the 20th century. But for some of you, what you're about to see may need to take a little bit of explaining. I'm just going to, like, give a little bit of... What you got here? Oh, wait, does the music not come back after the first time it goes round? I don't know. Have I just turned it down? No, sorry, that's way too loud. I just turned down my own speaker. Ocarina of Time's quite loud as it turned out. Sorry. That's absolutely fine. So yes, let's just shuffle ourselves over at some point. Actually, no, I'll let it do it. I'll let it do its rotation back to the start of the thing in just a second. But yes, I kind of felt like Ocarina of Time, I wasn't going to, like, save for a special video or anything, because technically, like, you could play it right now on the Nintendo Switch online thingy, but, like, it's also, honestly, I think this version is better. The original version, like, this is better. Some of the emulation on the Nintendo Switch Online is not particularly good, so let's not worry about that. In the slightest. But yes, I'm just, as soon as it's just doing its little rotation at the moment. So as soon as it's done, here we go. I think we're gonna go around in a second and introduce you to Ocarina of Time. And for some of you, this might surprise you a little bit. So, if you weren't around in the 90s, you might be looking at this and thinking, hang on, what are all these little lines? What are all these little squares, etc., etc.? So, this is how video games actually looked, like, under perfect conditions in the 90s. Basically, in fact, pretty much not even this generation, the N64 and PlayStation generation, arguably after this point as well. Arguably, like, significantly later, like, the GameCube was 480p, and not quite, because it still wasn't 16 by 9, but it was about p. This is, yeah, this thing is, I think it's 240p originally. Now, the nice thing about the Analogue is, if you don't want... So, basically what this thing is, it tries to make it look kind of like it did. And the nice thing about the Analogue is, what you could do is, if you don't like that, you just say, actually, you know what? I'm going to, like, put it into CRT mode and try and make it look more like it's a CRT television. Which, you know, you might prefer. And if you don't want to do that, you can say, you know what, just upscale it, show it to me clean, and then this happens, because unfortunately, this is the actual resolution it's running in. This is the problem, you can't take 240p and upscale it, because the textures are awful, and the anti-aliasing doesn't work. You've got to do what you're doing right now, and put, like, fake CRT lines, or, like, other things on it. There's just some more stuff going on over there. Just Ganondorf on his horse. Oh, it looks a little bit out of place like that. So you've definitely got to put some, like, stuff. I don't know what the difference between I don't even know what BVM and PVM stands for. No cocky clue. what that stands for. But like, if you put it clean, then oh, look at that moon. Look at that little pixelated moon. It's just a series of squares. So you can't do that, or you can if you really want to. I don't know what the difference between scan lines and CRT is. I don't know what that is, but I think you have to basically you have to just squint. This is a filter that makes you kind of squint. This is kind of more what it looked like on a TV, and it's better. So you've just got to do this. You cannot games before the HD era, like the GameCube, you could just sort of get away with upscaling it. Sometimes you need to change out the texture, sometimes you don't. N64, you can't. You've got to emulate it like this.
Some people in the chat are saying, I guess it depends if you're watching it on a computer or on a modern TV.
True, sure.
Because YouTube compression on top of everything else.
Yeah.
Some people are saying the non-CRT version looks better on YouTube.
Oh no.
But then, yeah, it's just
oh
it's
dear.
just YouTube compression, I think.
Well, when we dive into the game proper, we'll try out both actually in the we'll try out both in the thing. This is unfortunately, yes. And some people couldn't deal with this, like games that had this level of like, for me this is just like, oh yeah, this is what games look like. Some people may have to look away, like some people I know this get like back before games were HD, it caused headaches for some people.
Yeah, J-Lo Ducky in
possible.
chat
I just saw. That might be. That might well happen. But this is what's lovely is this is actually like, so like yeah, this is, I think like this is an example of it looking, you know, in this form, when you've not got the sky, like okay, that looks pretty reasonable. But when you put it into like clean, oh no, oh shit, oh dear, oh Link, oh something's got a bit wrong. Possibly based on YouTube compression, we might have to. Oh, in theory, and obviously backing these is games are all 4x3. There's nothing you can really... Well, sometimes you can just expand them, which is what I did with Skies of Arcadia. I just literally expanded the perspective, which caused some problems, but not many. But generally all you can do is stretch them, and then things that should be square are now rectangles, and that's sad. So we'll have to just kind of, make do. We'll have to flipping make do. I'll put it into whatever BVM is. That seems to be the default. We'll put it there for now. But yes, this is my original cartridge. And I want you to know just how much is the original my original cartridge, which is it's got the original save files on it. The original save files not listed John, but as Jonathan, because this is a cartridge from 1998 or give or take, and I didn't go by John by that. I didn't go by John back then. I more often went by Jonathan, which is my full name. That's why I abbreviate my name to John Jon, not the H. So as a result of that, this is my actual original file, which, as you can see, complete. Everything. Literally everything. All 20 hearts, completed game. This is my actual original completed game of Ocarina of Time. You'll also notice this was I did not know this. I literally looked this up. There's also a file called Tim. Tim is a friend of mine I had back in secondary school. He moved school. He moved away actually. I've not spoken to him in 25 years.
Oh.
But clearly at some point I flipping lent him my copy of Ocarina of Time, and he completed it but didn't get all the heart containers. What a scrub. Absolute scrub. Tim, if you're listening, what a loser. And I also want to know...
you didn't get all the hearts container filled up, so...
No, that just means what health you're on when you restart. If they're grey, that means you did actually get them. This was all 20. And I also want to know, file 2 was not deleted. When I opened it up, I had to check this. File 2 was an ex-girlfriend, but it was named with a very distinctive, I don't know if it's like an old online handle that was probably way more distinctive and possibly searchable. So I deleted that. But this was my ex-girlfriend's file right there, which I have deleted. So I have deleted so as not to, but this is, wow. This is, yeah, we've gone way back.
Rachel with an A!
It was not Rachel with an A. I can confirm it was not Rachel with an A.
Who you never actually dated.
No, I never actually dated Rachel with an A.
Oh my god!
Yes.
NB Brit gave us $2 and says, this cartridge is as old as I am. I turn 28 next year. Tadpole.
Amazing. So yes, what we're gonna do? Oh yeah, you know what? That's true. I didn't even know what that number was. Apparently, that's the number of deaths in the entire thing. So that's not you. This is not. That's not you only live once. Apparently, very much so. In all fairness, okay, Tim. I think this. I don't know if it's just a weird like spacing or is kerning the right word for spacing between letters.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, I don't know
correct.
if it's just a weird kerning thing, but I don't know if Tim accidentally put a space between the I and the M, or if that's just how it looks potentially.
I mean, that looks like it might be accidentally a space.
I think it might have been
because,
accidentally into the space.
That looks like that font is the same. There's a specific.
I mean, there's certainly a lot of big spaces between the letters of Jonathan there.
But there's a technical term for font that has every letter takes up the same space, but I don't recall it immediately.
Yeah.
But
so actually,
anyway,
because this is the original N64, we don't have access to anything like the Master Quest. That was the Master Quest was terrible. The Master Quest was the harder version of Ocarina of Time that was originally supposed to be shipped for the 64 DD, hilarious name, that'll never stop being funny. In what was called Euro Zelda in Japan. But in the end, the 64 DD just never really left Japan and wasn't a big deal. So they shipped it on the bonus disc that was assigned to Wind Waker pre-orders. So you can play Ocarina of Time or Master Quest. I have that somewhere. But the problem is, it's terrible. Because all it is just like, hey, we dumped more enemies and we dumped enemies where they don't really make sense. So like it's a weird one. I don't appreciate the Master Quest. The Master Quest is technically harder, but like I don't think it's actually better. I think the original is fine. There's no equivalent to like hard mode, whatever that's called in Flibbly Gibble, Twilight Princess. In fact, was the hard mode Twilight Princess even in the original Twilight Princess, or was that only in the HD remaster? Ooh, I don't know. It's hard to say. You know what? That's. Wait, hold a grudge deleting the ex-girlfriend Zelda save file after 20-odd years. She hadn't got very far. I don't think she's going to be coming to ask to continue it. It's fine. So we're just gonna dive on in. We're gonna play a little bit of Zelda this evening. Potentially, I'm just gonna like compare the different. Like, I've only got the analog. Well, actually, you know, I got it 2 days ago. But the bastards, because it's from America, they shipped it without UK power stuff. So I had to like order separate like power things for it, like same day. So I only got those like yesterday evening. So I haven't really had a chance to tinker with this thing like at all yet. So I'm just going to have a little toy with this and like try out the different like display modes and also deal with the horror that is the N64. Because luckily I'm not using an original N64 controller. I also want to order one of the 8-bit, the company like 8-bit Do, 8-bit Do, however that's pronounced. Like they make like retro controllers, but like for retro consoles, but in the modern style. And they have an N64 one. So I got on them. So it's got the N64 buttons, but it's like in a more traditional 2-prong design. But they can't like erase the fact that the original N64 controller has only one analog stick. And we were lucky to get that, because before that there was 0 analog sticks. So we had to make do with one. Which means you've got one analog stick to handle movement, but it means you don't have an analog stick at all for handling the camera. Which is interesting. But screw it. Let's dive on in. Also, my fingers keep going to the D-pad, but the D-pad doesn't do anything because the D-pad used to be on the 3rd prong. So as a result, you would never have your hand.
Decoration.
Yeah, there were 3 prongs because the N64 was designed for an octopus. So my fingers go for the D-pad naturally. We're just gonna be Link. We're gonna be Link today. We're gonna be traditionalists, damn it. We're gonna be proper little traditionalists here, and actually be Link.
No, I think it's the eye. Look.
You know, you're right. There looks like there's a space. Possibly that's just... Maybe you just don't notice it when TVs are tiny and blurry and whatnot.
Well, normally, in order to make the eye take up as much as the other letters when you're making a monospace font, you put, like, little, you know...
That's
and
fair.
Doesn't... Anyway, never mind.
Yeah. Long Jim Jonk Linkerfun. No, it's just Link. It's just Link. Off we go. New file. Link. No deaths. 3 hearts. Nothing. Let's go. Let's Legend of Zelda. You only live once. Let's flipping go. Truly terrible kerning. Welcome to 1998.
I was impressed you knew the word kerning.
Yeah, but if you'd asked me, I'd only been half certain it referred to font spacing. And the other half was, is that something to do with corn? Like, you know, separating corn.
Kernel.
Yeah, like separating corn from, like, the leaves around the outside of the thing. That's kerning.
Shucking.
Oh, that's a cute name.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. On we flipping go.
Turkey Link or Tunk? Nice.
In the vast deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. Really hope it's pronounced. This is what... nothing was ever said out loud. It was all speech these days. So I don't know, maybe some people say Deku or something. I always said Deku. So we'll find out whether everyone agrees. The children of forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Again, I always say Kokiri. Someone's going to correct me and say, no, it's obviously not pronounced Kokiri. I always say Kokiri. But yes, every Kokiri has a guardian fairy. Apart from Lynx, he's a fucking loser. There is one boy who sucks too much, and thus doesn't deserve a fairy. That's right, it's Lunk. Linkathon. Gem. What a stupid loser he is. You see, my brain's already stopped seeing this. I just want you to know, my brain has already stopped seeing, like, the crosswork and whatnot. As you say, yep, you know what? This is what video games look like. We just dealt with it, alright? We had CRT monitors that were quite small. Widescreen TVs weren't a thing. Like, TVs weren't big in the slightest. TVs were small. So the fact that, you know, things were a little bit imperfect, we just dealt with that. And there we... And indeed, hey, listen. Well, we'll be enjoying some hey, listen. Don't you flippin' worry. Navi, where art thou? Again, tell me how you think Navi should be pronounced. Because I said, oh, the great Deku Tree, speaking in ye olde. Well, you know, it says on the back of the box, have ye got what it takes? It does. Oh, Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it, the climate of evil descending upon this realm? Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a... Why is Kokiri Forest in red, not green? Normally they highlight everything to do with the Kokiri Forest in green, the same as the gem. For some reason it's red. I don't know why. Deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing, because I'm a tree. We never see what the Deku Powers trees are. He just sort of dies. He doesn't do anything. Oh, the epic powers. What were your powers? You're a tree. You're rooted to the ground. You've got no powers. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left, because I'm a tree. Fly, Navi, fly! The fate of the forest, nay, not no, nay! Though I'm also a horse, depends upon thee! Go, great Deku Horse, go! Let me tell you, this was cocking. This was the shit when you were in the 1990s. Just getting to see this little thing. They put this in tech demos that they took to E3. We're like, holy shit, look at this shit. Look at this jazz. This was wild. Oh, the good shit right here. Oh, look at it go. Look at it go. Oh, this is the shit right here. Especially, I love that, you know what, it's a lovely touch of the camera sway till she notices your house and then slams into the gate. Oh, Navi. It's no wonder you died off screen and no one really knows what the hell happened to you precisely. Thus kicking off the events of Majora's Mask that led to Link's death and thus the events of Twilight Princess. Wow, Navi really wrecked everything after the end of Ocarina of Time, didn't she?
Yeah, somebody pointed out in chat that Zelda YOLO would really be a problem because Link does canonically die multiple times.
Only a few times. Link, wake up. The great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Link, get up. Unfortunately, Link is like me and Claire. Later.
Get up.
Get
I have
up.
a cat cuddling me right now.
Come on. Get the fuck up. Link. Lazy bastard. And there we go. Link is going to finally bother getting up. Apparently the absence of a fairy doesn't really bother Link in the slightest, given the arrival of a fairy does not seem to be in any way noteworthy to him. Also, we never really find out whether anyone else's fairy is particularly talkative. Like, all the other Kokiri have fairies too, but there's never an implication that they have a relationship with their fairies, whereas Link and Navi talk all the time. You woke up, I'm Navi the fairy. The great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. And the great Deku Tree has summoned you, not summoned ye. Navi doesn't speak in old school, just the tree. So let's get going right now. And delightfully, yes, this game is full of all sorts of little tricks. Like you probably noticed, Link is not actually in a real space here. This is all like it's like Resident Evil. This is all painted. And, Ocarina of Time just did this occasionally, but not very often. Like, fixed camera angles in order to get around the fact that the environments weren't actually real. They were like matte paintings, as opposed to 3D. It did like 3% of the time. It was all very peculiar. But yes, if you just step outside, don't worry, there is proper 3D outside. Hooray, the Kokiri Forest. Oh, happy days. And in comes a bunch of pixels. It's Saria! I say, again, I'm know people being very angry about my various pronunciations. Good old Saria. Yahoo a Link. And obviously, because we're badasses and we know this game very well, we don't flipping climb down the ladder. No, we backflip down! Yeah, that's right. That's flipping right. Just forgot this, by the way. So yes, just before we speak to Saria. So, I want you to know, and Claire can verify this, you'll be able to see this constantly during this. So, obviously, in normal games these days, you've got an analog stick on the left, which is your movement, and an analog stick on the right, which is your camera. Ain't no such thing. Don't exist. Not a thing. So as a result of that, my left thumb is going to be routinely just kind of sadly reaching for an analog stick that is not there. So games had to come up with all sorts of solutions for this. So for example, the cameras just had to be much better at sort of following you. But they were often solutions. Like on this occasion, the Z trigger at the back of the N64 controller brought the camera behind you. If there was nothing to lock onto, you could like lock onto enemies this way, and that would mean you could kind of like sidestep around them, which was very, very convenient indeed. Like we could do with here, and then you're just sidestepping, and then the camera knows what to do. This was I believe, you know what? Someone will probably correct me, but famously Ocarina of Time was the game that invented this system. What was originally called Z or Z targeting, where you'd lock on something and then you would just move around it at a distance, and thus the camera knew where to be. And it was a good way of getting around the fact that cameras didn't behave very well in the early days of video games. Probably there were lock-on mechanics before that, but this was. Yeah, what was the thing? But even if there was nothing to lock onto, if you just held down Z, it locked Link in place, and then the camera just moved behind him. So as a result, you could always move the camera behind you, so you just have to get into the habit of just tapping whenever you move, just get the camera behind you like that, because you do not have a flipping anything. Also, draw distance is non-existent, FYI. You probably saw that person just come out of nowhere. Yeah, say hello to draw distance on the N64. Not there. There. This isn't true for everything. For example, like you'll notice that over there, the fairy by the door is present, but the person whose fairy it is only appears now. This was to save on processing power, because the fairy is a lot simpler than the actual person. So if you're looking for a Kokiri, you need to look for their fairies, because they're visible at, we can see all the way over there. There's fairies right at the top. In the distance, but the people only appear at the last minute because the N64 couldn't deal with. This was too much for the N64. And by the way, now we're actually in a bit of the game. Let's actually put you into clean mode. Let's show you clean mode. So it's this was the warts and all. This is what Ocarina of Time actually looks like if you just take off all the filters and you just blow it up. Now, potentially factoring in YouTube compression, that might look better for you at home. But it means you really. You see, look at that. The camera does a good job, like on certain surfaces, just at following you on occasion. And
yeah, let us know how that looks for you at home.
But yeah, you really have to be able to just move the camera around you just to get around there. And it's important just to look at that pixel. You've only just come into existence there. We had to save so much processing power. The reason this is a live stream, not a video, excuse me, is because I kind of figured all I've got to say about Ocarina of Time is I just want to discuss it and babble about it, and I couldn't really make a video about Ocarina of Time. It didn't even make sense to me. Also, I was going to read another bit off the back of the box for you here, which is on the little bullet points talking about how amazing this game is. This was the second bullet point. The first is, hey, this is the latest installment in Shigeru Miyamoto's classic adventure series. The second point, this was supposed to be like a big selling point, 256 megs of intense action adventure. 256 megs is the entire game. I assume megs was megabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume megs and megabyte, but we were
so.
using the term megs as opposed to megabytes there. 256 megs. They had to make an extra large cartridge. 256 megs to fit on. Normally, normal N64 games were smaller than that. They got a bigger cartridge for this one. I think some of them went up to 520. Resident Evil 2, in order to fit the cutscenes on, was up to 520. Like, my goodness, half a gigabyte. Yes.
Yeah, the people in chat are saying clean mode looks good to them on the telly.
Really?
But obviously, Richard says I prefer the old style for nostalgia.
Yeah. I put it to CRT mode, CRT for a bit.
Yeah.
Did try CRT.
Let's see.
Several
people are saying that lock-on mechanism you were talking about, this is the first time they remembered seeing it.
It was a lot of people's first introduction to it.
Also, the HUD is very intrusive.
Oh yeah. Well, it had to be, because if you think about it, you were playing this on a really small screen. Like, those buttons are massive. Because the, monitors, TVs tend to be pretty small.
I mean,
and it's designed for a TV where you're sitting far away. And back in those days, we were repeatedly told that if you sat too close to a TV, your eyes would go square. It would damage your eyes or something. Which is possibly true, because these were cathode ray boxes that were full of, lead and radiation. So it was quite possibly true that it would kill you. So it was important that we didn't stand too close. So as a result, because these were small TVs you were sitting some way away from, the buttons had to... you know what? I wouldn't have even noticed. But these are absolutely right. Those are fucking massive buttons, ludicrously huge. And I hadn't even thought about it.
Oh my goodness. Sabruka, thank you so much. Sabruka gave us 100 Canadian dollars.
Oh, thank you, Sabruka, for 100 is the best dollars.
Sabruka says, I can't stick around, unfortunately, but I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful rest of the week. Have a great one. Also, 250 megs is 250 million bytes. Count to 250 million and tell me it's not a lot!
That seems like quite a lot to me. It was so many they just literally couldn't fit the kokiri into it. It was too many. Oh no. I know, I know some of the tricks here, which is obviously you need to save up 40 rupees to buy a shield. But I remember if you jump over these blocks, you get 5 rupees for free. Right there. So these little islands and whatnot. Another thing, by the way, contextual buttons. This was... again, I'm not going to say Zelda was the absolute first, because you can probably find earlier instances. It's the one people think of as the first, which is that, yeah, the A button changes what it's doing depending on where you are, and it's put on screen. Now, hilariously, you could put your fairy away. I don't know why that was ever a thing. Like, why would you put your fairy away? It's putting away gun in Fallout so people don't get intimidated by your fairy. But, it tells you... when it says attack, it actually is a roll. So it's with it, but that, step back, that's a jump. Step sideways, it changes to jump. Like contextual button prompts. As opposed to buttons doing individual things. Like the buttons having so many different uses attached to them. Again, it's one of those things that was kind of... again, I can't prove Ocarina of Time was the first. But it was certainly up there. A little bit, but Jason chat says, fun fact, they were still unsure if players would understand 3D. Yeah.
Which is why Super Mario 64 had an actual cameraman and Navi does the Z targeting.
Yeah.
To make it something in
demonstrate.
the world that players could understand.
Yeah. We have to remember, this is 1998. 3D gaming is in its infancy. We are playing with so many wacky ideas for what 3D space is supposed to be and how it should work and stuff. It's really... Also, I completely didn't say hi to my kind of fake girlfriend Saria. I just kind of ran away from her because I wanted to talk about shit. Sorry, Saria, who only loads in when you get very close to her. Wow, a fairy! Finally, a fairy came to you, Link. That's great news. I'm so happy for you. Now you're a true Kokiri. And is that right? The great Deku Tree has summoned you And it's quite an honour to talk to the great Deku Tree. I'm just going to say it various ways for fun. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the great Deku Tree. And you can try, but unfortunately...
It's great when your girlfriend is the one who says, "Oh, now you're finally a real boy because you've got a fairy," or whatever it is. Like, you were a fake Kokiri before. Fuck you!
Well, the thing is that, you know how they kind of, you sometimes see the dumb ways people say, "Oh, they couldn't make this today. Oh, this thing that was made." Ocarina of Time is actually one of those examples, because they wouldn't do this plot point these days. Which is, Link starts off as 10-year-old Link, and you've got Saria, who's like sort of implied as sort of your love interest, and she's 10-year-old too. But she's a Kokiri, which means she is eternally a child of the forest. Link is a Hylian, and has only been dumped in the forest as an orphan. Meaning, you come back later, and you're fully grown. But, they're still sort of the looks they give each other, and you can read it as, oh, it's sad because obviously the way it's worked out means they can't be together. It's like, okay, still kind of weird that one of Link's love interests is still a 10-year-old child when he's fully grown. It's kind of, you know what? Let's not think too much about that. I think they wouldn't do that if they were making a Zelda game today. They wouldn't. And yes, unfortunately, Milo won't let you go and see the great Deku Tree. Hey, you, Mr. Nut, you've got a fairy right there. What's your business with the great Deku Tree? Without a I had a fairy. The fairy was right there. You're not even a real man. What? You've got a fairy? The great Deku Tree actually summoned you? What? Why would he summon you and not the great... Oh, sorry, his name's Mido, not Milo. It's been too many decades since I've played this. This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're going to be able to help the great Deku Tree without both a sword and a shield ready? And you're right, I don't have a... One of the few instances where Link actually replies. Link occasionally replies in this game. It's extraordinarily rare. But if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and a shield. The sword we can just go and steal from the Kokiri, then never give back, even when we don't need it anymore. The shield we actually have to buy, which is why you have to, which is such a good way of doing a tutorial, because there's rupees, all over this place. But you've got to, wander around and, steal them. Again, hilarious map backgrounds, not real internal environments. One of these houses, hang on. No, it's you! One of these houses is full of flipping chests. I think it's you. And some of them have got money in them. That's just... No, that's pots. Don't break pottery! They go so slowly. They look how slow... Oh, the slowness. Oh, but look at that. That's there. Don't you say anything or I'm going to come back and smash the rest of your pots too. One of these houses has got chests in it. But for the life of me, I can't remember which one. But now I've been inside and come back out again. I probably... The flipping... Oh, I didn't know you got another 5 for that. I only need to get up to 35 because I know there's another. Yeah, that's another 5 because she just appears out of nowhere. It's like an insurance scam. It's like you're driving along and just a child appears out of nowhere. It's like, officer, I swear it was the draw distance. It wasn't my fault. It really wasn't my fault, officer. But yeah, Gene just getting over here. Obviously, the A button changes to enter in order to go through the little hole to where they keep the sword. So have to go and steal the Kokiri sword. You don't really ask, to be honest. You just sort of go and take it, and that's absolutely fine. And then there's just a wonderful rolly rock that just goes in a circle forever. The laws of physics be damned. It just literally goes in a circle. It would just... There's no up or down. It's not like no one ever started... We didn't need to explain these things in these days. We didn't need to say, yeah, you know what? It's a magic rock. It's just a magic rock.
Perpetual motion machine.
It is. We've just invented perpetual motion here in the forest. It's fine. Okay. And then we're just going to... Oh, I'm just going to try this for a second. There we go. Everyone likes the chest opening and da-da-da-da. So we've got the Kokiri sword, the hidden treasure of the Kokiri. You can borrow for a while. Be sure to practice with it before you really fight. So yeah, we've also got... Oh, we've got the equipment in the Eternal Equipment Cube. Everyone loves the Eternal Equipment Cube.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's the...
That's delightful.
I know, the menu is the... Like, I can't remember another instance ever of a game where, like, all the equipment screen, rather than being, like, a scrolling, looping thing, is actually the inside of a cube. The inside of a cube! Look at that! We need more inside of cubes. Equip the sword. We've now got ourselves a sword. Also, I accidentally just saved the game, but that's fine. Luckily, it's got built-in
To make like a Link cosplay or a Link Halloween costume that includes a cardboard box around your head.
Yeah.
That is the menu cube, and you can turn it around.
Excellent.
It has a little window in one of the sides so you can talk to people.
Oh dear. Anyway, I'm just going to go and collect the last rupees I need from the source I've already got. Claire, over to you, because Claire's gesturing at me wildly.
Yeah, you know it's like 40 minutes, and since we started and we've like had 2 messages from people.
Yeah.
And they are coming in. The messages. So shout out again to Sabruka, who's been a member for 15 months, and says also, since I have a free member milestone, trans rights!
Damn straight.
Absolutely. The book 778 gave us £5 and says good evening and happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day to those who celebrate. Oh, I should stress this, by the way. Part of the thing that I think this was Claire that said this originally to me, but I quite agree. It's like we really wanted to make sure we did a live stream on Thanksgiving. Because, you know, I feel like this about many holidays, which is sometimes, you know, lots of people, you know, maybe won't be able to make it because they're busy doing Thanksgiving. For other people, you know, maybe Thanksgiving is difficult and not the easiest time of year. So it's nice to have something to distract you if that's the case.
Also, you know, maybe you just can't travel to, you know, maybe it's difficult. Maybe it just didn't work out for you to be able to travel to family or something. Maybe, I mean, you know. We know that Canadian Thanksgiving is much earlier.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just... It means a lot to us when we hear people say stuff like when we stream around Thanksgiving, Christmas, other holidays, that it is important for them to have us there.
I'm gonna put it into clean mode for a bit. Oh no! Oh, the pixels. Oh, the pixels, but we're going to put it into clean mode for a bit. We're just going to try a few different bits and pieces. But this, by the way, is one of the things that was actually quite advanced for the time, which is signs. You can destroy signs, but unlike, you know, just like, you know, stones and grass that get destroyed, the signs actually reacted to what you were doing. So if you do, like, a horizontal swing, the sign gets cut, like, horizontally. But if you do a vertical swing, you then drop a little bit. And then if you get it just right, and then
That's delightful.
Hang on, is it the third part of the vertical swing? There is a... Oh, I've just chopped it off. There's definitely... I can't remember what the right move for it is, but there is a way to get a diagonal swing where you can chop the sign diagonally. But that's, you know, that's quite advanced. For 1998, that ain't bad, you know. That's actually not bad. That's okay, right there. I can't remember what it is. Because it's not that one, and it's not the third part of the... Oh, hang on. Yes, it is. It's the third part of the forward vertical swing. There we go, look at that! And now the side's like that. And the actual bits are actually persistent. Like, I'm sorry, persistent bits? That's...
Oh, maybe that's why they didn't have power for the draw distance.
That's I'm sorry, I can't be dealing with this. I have to have some form of... Oh, that's better. Oh, Liz! That's good. You know, I think I prefer the CRT. I prefer the CRT slightly. I think I prefer the CRT version. But you know what? That's actually genuinely quite impressive for 1998. That's, you know, actually genuinely pretty good. I quite enjoyed that. I quite appreciate that right there. So yeah, you get a little bit of a reward for being destructive. In fact, I could have sworn there was. Did I just get given a? Oh, I think I just didn't collect in time. The sign may be persistent, but the money that it rewarded me for destroying it definitely did not. But I've got the money I need to buy a shield. Money didn't do much in this game, but it did let you buy shields. This probably won't be another... No, because I technically haven't changed this environment. Yeah, the store is over here. You're just trying to introduce to using the Z targeting. But that's fine, we don't need to... Yeah, we can... And you can speak to people who are far away. Which I guess means like you're sending your fairy to, like, speak on your behalf or something. No one else...
I love it, because you're both kids. It's kind of like... So... I'm gonna send my fairy to ask her fairy if she wants to go to prom with me.
Oh dear. You know, that's true. Plenty of modern games have inferior destruction physics to that. But it was only on signs. Only signs. No, literally, I think it's only signs. Like, everything else is absolutely just not. Which is hilarious. But yeah, the Z targeting was really important for making this game work. If you just get around the side of the shop. Free money! There's free money around the side of the shop right there. But all we need to do really is, yeah, buy that. You can buy all sorts of other stuff, but you'll just find it in the Great Deku tree. So don't even worry about it. Got the Deku shield. Got the Deku shield right there. Yeah.
Tony in chat says this is how John charmed Claire, going to the pub and announcing, "Lady, I've got some persistent bits."
Just pushed the wrong button. I was meant to meaning to go for start. Meaning to go for start. Do you know what? I am pleasantly surprised. So I was very, very cynical about the Analogue 3D. I was, and I was right to be cynical about the Analogue 3D. Like, the bastard spent like a year delaying the thing, and a year before that, and the year they delayed it, sharing no information about how it was going to work, no screenshots of it working, no footage of it actually working. This kind of went silent for 2 years. The Twitter account's nothing but gifs of games from the late 80s and early 90s. They absolutely refused to engage with anybody questioning, hey, why haven't you actually shown this box that's supposedly about to ship? And then they just shipped them. And they did. And it worked. Like, I'd call me pleasantly surprised. They couldn't have made it look like more of a scam if they'd been trying. And yet they have delivered a thing that works. I pre-ordered it like a year ago, which is why I was so annoyed that it kept being delayed and they kept refusing to share any details about it whatsoever. Because, you know, I was a big N64 person. But, like, you know, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's been really quite, yeah. I was one of the original pre-orders late when it first came out like a year ago. So, okay, I've got a sword and a shield and Mido. I'm sorry I called you Milo, by the way. And what's that? Oh, you have a Deku shield. And what's that? You've stolen the sword, you dick. Good grief. Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp. I, the great Mido, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot, how did you get to be the favourite of Saria and the great Deku tree? Ah, you see, it's all jealousy. He's just into Saria. Grumble, grumble, he says, going off to one side. So, okay. Off we flip go. I mean, they're right. Analogue does have a great track record, but they also have terrible communication. Terrible communication. And here we go, our first little run-in with, like, enemies. You can, like, you know, therefore once you lock onto them, you sidestep around them, which helps the camera out a lot. And these ones can't actually attack. They just kind of turn into, Deku sticks when you break them down. You can just avoid these guys, but great Deku sticks are useful. And, yeah, so you can also, I like that you can personalize the controls, which was, like, basically, if you think about it, I never really thought of this before. This was basically hotkeys. Hotkeys on a console in 1998. Wacky. Because, like, you know, this wasn't like, hey, this is the button for this is the button for that. You just very literally said, you know what? Set them to whichever button you would prefer, all things considered. And I always had the Deku sticks on right C button. So right C button. You know what? Someone's raised an extra point, which is because the Kokiri are turning children, we don't know how old the Kokiri are. Like, Sari could be hundreds of years old, and she's the one flirting with Link, who's 10. So actually, so she in fact is the one that needs to be cancelled.
She's Edward Cullen!
So we've got that, and we've also got the jump attack, which we don't need to do right now. Also, Claire, this is... I want you to tell me what you see here. What do you think you're looking at?
A tree with a awesome stash.
Explain.
And some good eyebrows.
Is that what you see it as? Because I've always struggled with the Great Deku Tree. Like, what the fuck am I looking at here? Like, it's supposed to be a tree with a face, but I was going to say, what is it? What face is this? Is it? Do you see that as like mustache and eyebrows?
It's like a Tom Selleck weirwood tree.
Yeah. I've always looked, and I think this in the 3D version of Ocarina of Time, they slightly redesigned him, I think. Because I think people agree, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at here? He's like, is that his eyes at the top, or is his eyebrows?
Mustache tree. I see Tom Selleck. Hey, don't agree with me. I'll take it.
Need to get Tom Selleck to voice the Great Deku, voice the Great Deku Tree in the film version. Link, welcome. I'm a tree. I'm supposedly the most powerful creature in the world, but I will do absolutely nothing to demonstrate it. At least the Great Deku Tree in Wind Waker did something, you stupid loser. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku Tree, am about to tell you through my non-existent mouth. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily, thou hast felt it. Oh, verily, thou hast felt it. Oh, that's what you... If I'm going to speak to a talking tree, I want it to be saying shit like, verily, thou hast felt it. Like, what's even the point of speaking to a tree if it ain't going to say, verily, thou hast felt it?
It's a little bit informal, you know?
What, verily, thou hast felt it?
Yeah.
What do you think the tree should be saying? Verily, forsooth, thou hast felt it?
No, just the use of thou, historically, is the informal. It's like saying to Link.
Well, I think...
He's like being very forward right now.
Well, I think he's, in all fairness, he's been guarding the Kokiri Forest for, like, centuries, and I've been dumped here since I was a baby. So he's, like, been watching over me for a decade.
Okay, so, like, maybe in a parenting sort of way.
Anyway, he's been cursed. Needs to break the curse with your wisdom and courage, but not power. You've not got that one. Does that have courage enough to undertake the task? No, I don't. Oh no, disappointed Great Deku Tree. Perhaps you do not yet have confidence in your abilities. Return to the Kokiri Forest to learn the skills of combat. When thou art ready, return here and speak with me by using a Z. You know, from that angle, I see it a bit more. You don't normally see that angle. You don't normally get that angle at all. So I just need to... There we go. Lock onto him. You know what? I kind of do see the Tom Selleck thing from the side. From the front, I don't see it, but from the side, I kind of do.
You've always been so bad at faces.
I'm terrible.
Pointed it out.
Does thou have courage? Yeah, sure, why not? I got courage. And then this happens. Is that his mouth? Is this supposed to be his mouth that he's opening?
Yeah?
Enter brave Link, and thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Link. And Link, when Navi speaks, use up and use up C to listen well to her words of wisdom. But like, no, seriously, it's not right. Look, that doesn't look like a mouth. Do you think that looks a mouth?
Well, I mean...
Oh. Do you think when you say the bit at the end, like, Link? Sorry, I just need to close the door to my dungeon for a second. Take good care of Link, okay? Bah. That would be a good comedy bit for the film. And then now they're making the Zelda film. Excellent. Oh, dear. It's his belly button. Could it be his crotch? Oh, Lord. Inside the Deku Tree for the first dungeon. Now, you know what? I've said previously, I've said this when I was talking about my 50 favourite games of all time. I think Majora's Mask has aged much better than Ocarina of Time. One thing that, however, that Ocarina of Time does have is the dungeons. The dungeons are timeless and very good.
It's like the mouth on a ventriloquist dummy. That's very true.
Yeah. One thing I love about these things, by the way, is there's multiple ways to kill them. Which is, if you just basically, if you attack them while they're like that, you just get more Deku sticks. But if you just wait for them to lunge so they're not in that form, then, oh, come on, just, okay, maybe a lunge attack after you come in next time. Yeah, come in. There's a bait to attack. No, I was too close. But I just want to finish him off. There we go. If you finished off without attacking it, then it turns into Deku seeds instead. Sorry, Deku nuts instead. Which are... Amazingly, this is a very weird thing. So, as far as I'm aware, it never really came back in any Zelda game afterwards. They're flashbangs. Like, how many of the Zelda games give you flash grenades and flashbangs as like one of your first items? Well, this one does, and those go down on the sea. By the way, those go down on sea. That's just where they go. It's much easier, however, just to give them one attack, and then once they... Oi! No. Actually, no, you became flashbangs too. The flashbangs are really quite good. Yeah, just waiting for it to... Excuse me. No. All of them are becoming flashbangs. I thought he was going to stay upright much longer. but he didn't on that occasion. And you also get a little navvy giving you some hints. So look, you can see down below at this web using up on the D-pad. And you can. Not up on the D-pad. Also, it's not inverted controls. So you can see water down below. And you've got to find a way to break this. Obviously, the first time I played this, obviously I assumed, hey, you need to use fire. Use fire to burn web. But no, it's physics. It's a physics puzzle. Again, 1998. Pretty impressive, all things considered. It's going to take me a while to get... Also, jumping just happening automatically and there not being a jump button. That's... Yeah, I know. If you just run into an edge, you just jump. And that heart is there deliberately off the edge to make you jump off. So let you see that this thing trampolines slightly, and it gives you the hint, hey, what if you're jumping it from high? Like, honestly, for a first puzzle in Zelda game, that's pretty tricky. You've got to actually figure out, hey, you've got to jump on this thing, but it's got to be from enough height that it will break and you'll fall through. Which is genuinely quite, you know, that's... Ocarina of Time was not messing about. Ocarina of Time made you actually kind of, you know, made you think a little bit on occasion. And we can't really get up right now. Lock onto these and yeah. Little, I've never knew in my life those were called skull wall tullers. I mean, no, the spiders called skull tullers. I did not know the wall ones were called skull wall tullers. And yeah, if you try and climb the wall, they'll just come and attack you. So that's fine. But on the plus side, yeah, don't worry, I'm aware. I'm aware you can climb vines. Give it a rough surface. Maybe you can climb it, Link. She's a little bit up in your face on occasion. And... Sorry, I got way ahead of the chess music there. It's a map! So yes, no, you can actually see a map. Though, Deku Tree is pretty simple. You know what? People are right. If you really give them a wide berth, you can 100% bypass them. But you shouldn't, because you do actually, like, you know, need to get the flipping, Ghibli Jibble. The, slingshot. Which I'm pretty sure is this first right here. And you can also open doors. Thank you. Now, technically, this is the first door we've actually needed to open. All the other doors have either just been open trees or indeed a tree that opened its mouth for me. Yeah, contextual button prompts. This shit was all revolutionary. Revolutionary shit. Just got you. You're just going to spit stuff at me. So I'm going to bounce it back at you with my shield. And then it chase you down and not let you get into your thing. And then you've got to corner it. Forgive me, master, if I give you a clue. You let me go. When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold forward, you'll roll on the ground when you land and won't get hurt from the fall. But, you know, only from certain distances. Can't guarantee it will work, though, if the cliff is really, really high. Well, try it if you're feeling bold. Again, I don't know if you feel that bold, but maybe that's like a sort of thing that encourages you to toss yourself off high things to test the rolling mechanic. Keep on keeping on. To get ourselves, I assume it's in here, right? Yeah, just get over to here. Keep running, though. If you miss your opportunity, don't worry, you can just climb up the vines. Yeah, this is a lovely little micro dungeon. But, like, honestly, for the first dungeon, like, if you compare it to Dungeon 1 in many other Zelda games, it gives you some relatively tricky stuff, all things considered. Fairy slingshot, excellent. So we've got, and this always goes left on the C buttons. I'd love to hear if you've got some really strong opinions as to which button they go on and they clash with mine. But 100%, you put the flipping slingshot on left on the C. But weirdly, not where I put the bow and arrow. Because obviously left on the C when you're Adult Link is where the hook shot goes, because it's the first projectile weapon you get, which means the bow and arrow goes right on the C, even though slingshot goes left on the C. And I will never be able to do otherwise. That's just essential. That's just how it be, okay? Yeah, just do that. You could just do lock on. We hadn't quite got smooth aiming yet. Smooth aiming is not a thing. Smooth aiming 100% not a thing. The aiming is Twitch's balls. So don't try and do manual aiming. Absolutely 100%. Just don't. Use the lock on. Anything you really need to hit that's particularly important, you can just lock on to. That's fine. But yeah, we now just need to go back to where we were a second ago. Clap!
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Moken, who gave us 100 Norwegian kroner.
Excellent
and says,
kroner.
Hello, Master Ted, Lady Claire, Xena Willow, and John. Stream number 57 of asking Master Ted to allow his servant John to play Dream Park Story. Also, has Master Ted gotten a turkey dinner or a turkey toy to celebrate?
He got a duck toy very recently.
A goose toy.
Oh, yeah, was the duck the most recent or was the goose the most recent?
I think the goose was the most recent. The duck toy was for the fireworks, but it was a bit too big.
Yeah.
The goose was just because I went into, I went to do some shopping.
And you just
he's sad when I leave the house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just do this. Lock on. That's the way to do it. Don't even try to manually aim. Technically you can, but it's really it's kind of twitchy. You can do it, but it's we haven't got smooth aiming down yet. Not on console, bloody hell. We're too early for that shit.
I was gonna say, look, guys, you should be happy he's finally using a controller.
Oh dear. Honestly, fuck all the carnival minigames in this game, oh my god. There were more of them in Majora's Mask, I'm sure of it. There weren't that many. There was like, a handful in Market Town and a handful in Kakariko when you're Adult Link. It's really not that many, all things considered. Like, I think it's, it could have been much worse. I also quite like, by the way, that the game just gives you all sorts of stuff right away that you 100% do not need. Like, 100%, you don't need half the stuff that the game actually gives you. In this, like the flashbangs, the flashbang Deku nuts, they do nothing. They are not required for a single puzzle of any description at all. Actually, you can just go up here, right? Yeah, you can just go up here. In order to make sure that you get up here, ignore you. Go over to you. I think that's the compass. So everything is marked on the map. Hello, Ted, you're such a good boy.
He's not doing anything in particular. I just looked at him and he was cute.
He was cute. He's kind of got his back turned to us like he's sulking. He's not sulking. He kind of looks like he's
just like...
kind of looks like he's sulking. And yeah, the game is just giving me a free sort of Deku stick. What I love about the Deku stick is, again, this is just like a really cool open-ended thing. Ocarina of Time had some really cool open-ended design in it, which is you've got given this sword, right? Okay, the sword does a certain finite amount of damage. Deku Stick does double the damage of the sword, but it breaks if you use it. So it's used for solving puzzles, because it can have fire, and you can use it to move fire from point A to point B. But, like, on top of that, you can genuinely use it to absolutely slaughter enemies, like, twice as fast. And hello, you're just there. Little spider who's angry. Then just hit it in the arse, because for some reason it can only look at you for, like, a minute. Then it gets, like, upset and whatever. And there we go, just knocked you over for more Deku Sticks. Deku Sticks is great. Because, like, they're as powerful as the Master Sword. I want to be very clear on this. They're as powerful as the Master Sword, because the whole point is the Master Sword is twice as strong as the Kokiri Sword, and Deku Stick is twice as powerful as a Kokiri Sword. So, the Sword of Legend, Evil's Bane, is the same power as a stick. That's true. That's 100% true.
Yeah, but the stick being a consumable is also...
Yeah. You just having access to that together... Oh, I'd forgotten the first gold skulltuller of the game was in here. There we go. Just a little top up here. That little chirp, 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 like, there's a gold skulltuller nearby.
What now?
Golden skulltuller. They drop tokens. Destroyed a gold skulltuller. You got a token proving you destroyed it. And there's 100 of them in the game. They give you all sorts of cool rewards. Though actually, they give you all sorts of disappointing rewards eventually. Because if you get 100, all they do is they give you, like, hey, we'll give you an infinite supply of money. By the time you've got 100, you have every item in the game. Because obviously they're right in the final end game dungeons.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, there's kind of nothing that you need them for at all. So we'll just get over to you. If you can just turn your ass on me in a second. Jump attack for double damage. Jump, you've just kind of got to... I'm pretty sure Navi will probably give you a hint, right? Was she really not? You know what the camera does? That's even more elegant. I was trying to remember, like, if you go to the edge, does that say, hey, try jumping down? She doesn't. But the camera literally moves so, like, hey, that thing's there. So, like, that's quite clever. So you literally need to jump. And it just breaks through. And it's got physics on it. It's quite good. Quite good. I appreciate that. I appreciate that game. And now you're down in the second bit of the flipping Deku tree. Over to...
How do you get that heart that was up top?
Which heart?
There was a heart. Like, across from the...
Oh, that was just a health top-up. That's just health.
Oh, which you don't need if you're full health.
Yeah, which I'm full health. with my 3. Left out the actual pickup items, and like they're 2D. You can see that they're just 2D things. They're actually they're 2D items, and it doesn't matter which way you look at them.
Oh yeah.
It's like enemies in Doom. It doesn't matter what way you look at them from. They're identical because they're just a 2D assets.
Cute.
So loads of stuff which is just 2D if they can get away with it, if it's small enough, because it just saves on processing power. A lot of stuff is 2D. It just had to be, which is absolutely hilarious. You presumably activate this torch, right? I can remember most of this. I just remember the exact way it goes. So yeah, that just gives me a torch. Because, yeah, after this point, you burn spider's webs. Burning spider's webs is important. But yeah, you have to, like, just do physics. Like, go up high and jump down to use physics to break a thing. That's the first puzzle in Zelda Dungeon. Way more advanced than anything plenty of other Zelda games will ask you to do. Very fascinating. Also, because the controls are not inverted correctly, I'm always going to be constantly going the wrong way.
Hey, John, how do you say this word?
Huh? Tarantulas.
So would you say golden tulla, not golden tula? Because it's based after tarantula.
Skulltula. No, unacceptable. It's a Skulltula.
Chat, I asked.
I think it's a Skulltula, and I will not be hearing otherwise. Was there another golden one up there, by the way? You are another one. You get loads of them over here. Right. You have to take it out via that. Just jump up. Can you actually cling onto that? No, you could sort of cling onto that. There's loads of them in the first dungeon just to introduce you to the concept. And he's like, yeah, you get rewards at like 10, 20...
Skulltula, yeah.
Sorry, I don't care if it's a tarantula, and therefore it should be a skulltula. I'm not having it be a skulltula. That's absolutely not acceptable to me. Not okay. You're just going to double damage using a spin attack. Actually, wait.
John is wrong. Thank you, Claire. Good effort, Claire.
That's a skulltula. Absolutely not. Kokiri, Deku, tree. No, it's not controversial.
Is it based on tarantula or is it based on spatula?
They could be spatulas, it's hard to say. But yeah, you've got to move this thing around without going in the water, because obviously water puts out the fire. And we've got to put this away before... Oh, it burnt away. Yeah, if they're out for too long, they do burn away. Just another one needs to be blocked away. And then if you can just get on top of it fast enough, there we go. The trick is, yeah, a really fun trick with those is you've just got to... hit the nut back at them, and then get on top of them before they even start running.
Wait, what are these?
These are Dekus. Deku shrubs, I think, officially.
Oh.
Deku, or maybe they're Deku scrubs. Are they Deku shrubs or Deku scrubs? I don't know. I don't. I think there is another one, so we can scan it later. You'll never beat my brothers unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is a 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Well, you just betrayed your brothers, so I could kill them, so... I mean, kind of, yes. So, alright. 1 in the eye. Opens her up. We've got little... I'm trying to remember if there were... I think in that room, in the Master Quest, there were, like, little gomas, little baby gomas. And yep, things you can dive down into. Once again, this dungeon kind of what it teaches you more than anything is, hey, contextual A button. So, like, you know, look around for things to do with the A button. And then, like, you know, take advantage of that. So, yeah, dive on this occasion. Is that going to be close enough? No, the game's like, no. Do it again, do it better. That feels like I'm facing the right way. Oh, come on, that was blatantly where it should be. Actually, you can kind of use the shadow. A little bit further, a little bit. Link. Oh, he moves. Oh, that's good. That's gonna be it. That's the one. That's the one. That's right. Get out of here. Water level goes down. We can still get over to here. Hopefully we don't miss. I don't remember if this is even on a timer. You know what? We got that pretty quickly. So one assumes not. But yeah, if you want, you can just like move the camera back over to there and go. And then just lock on to you. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the L button. The L button that no one uses for anything. Also get my sword out. Oh, never mind. Actually, you can also make them swing, and then you can just get behind them and then get an attack in. Which is, it's an alternative way of fighting them, but it's definitely faster. If you don't mess it up, that is. Or you can just, like, you know, use a flashbang. There we go. That's... Excuse me, Navi. I'm fighting a spider that I've tossed a flashbang grenade at right now. I'm aware... Navi! Now's not the time, Navi. I'm literally fighting a spider. Or you can just, if you want to be safe, you can use things as well. There's lots of different ways to fight things. And seriously, I'm not wrong when I said yes. This dungeon really wants to properly set you up in terms of teaching you about that. So load that. It'll take care of you. Hopefully one of you will drop a heart to get me back up to full. Yep. Multiple hearts and also ammunition. Yeah, if you're like, I love the loads of ways to fight them. If you want to, you can just literally, you can just like knock them, and while they're swinging side to side, just move around them. Just move around them right there, which is delightful. I think you are in a good enough position right now. Up again. Is this room the one that has? I'm trying to remember if it does introduce the Gomer enemies here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this room in the Master Quest has flipping little baby Gomers. And they're not here in this version. So, alright, go. And finish off you as well. Get more flashbangs. Good little solution. The flashbangs if need be. But yeah, I remember this room has the little baby Gomers in it. Which is hilarious. So yeah, just get over to you. Light you. I think there's one more as well. Light you as well. Now we'll just set that and then put it away, Link. Link, put it away. Put it away. Put it away. There we go. There, well, we don't lose that thing. The bushes do actually grow back slowly, but you know, it's a thing. And you're a guaranteed Deku stick in case we actually run out of them, which is delightful. But yeah, there's little kind of little baby Gomers or whatnot floating around over here. You, I see you. Wait for him to turn around. You got your distance right. Got to get your distance right there. And then this is maybe this is this is Gomer room. Look, little eggs on the ceiling. Creepy ass eggs. Can you kill them before they actually come down? Because you can use the string as a little kind of like crosshair. No, actually, I think you can't. They're gonna come down anyway. So this is like the first proper fight in the game in a way. It's just kind of go around here. Let them come down here as well. And they'll kind of charge him. Finish off you. They kind of run away if you want to. Yeah, they'll kind of... They're so cute. And then, yeah, you just stun them. Just stun them with the flashbangs. Very easy thing to do. Especially in a world where the camera is a little bit, like, you know, less under control than it might be otherwise. But yeah, they basically just kind of come in and they kind of stagger after that. Yes, clap. Yeah,
Rocket Rooster Film says N64 enemies always died in the best ways.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair right there.
I've also got a few shout-outs to Spencer Lies, who's a new channel member. Welcome to the Green Club. And also Little Chunky Lamb. What a cute name.
Little Chunky Lamb.
Little Chunky Lamb.
That is adorable. Little Chunky Lamb. Could be, you know.
Little Chunky Lamb has been a member for 4 months, so thank you for that. There wasn't a message, but as always, if you want to leave a message, you can always reply me in the chat. And here's a cute one from Rob, who gave us $5 and says 6-year-old me called the Ocarina Eureka.
Eureka, love it.
The Eureka of Time.
The Eureka of Time.
Yeah.
Love it. Put that away.
The Eureka of Time is the ancient Greek version of this game.
And obviously, yes, you'll probably recognise, if you know this game well, that needs to be bombed, but there are no bombs. You literally have to come back to the Great Deku Tree later with bombs, I assumed created to collect a gold Skulltula. So yeah, a little kind of, you know, almost hints of Metroidvania style design on occasion. There is literally a wall you cannot get past in the very first dungeon, purely for the sake of dealing with that nonsense. But yeah, there's definitely more little mini Gomer enemies in the Master Quest version. There's way more of them. So yes, you guys just need to, so we just need to create a little kind of drop right there. Just create a little kind of drop so we can get the flames over, because you cannot use the flaming thing on the left there. It's too high up. We've got to get flames, because obviously we can't drop down onto this thingy over here. You good sir. We've still got to destroy you. So we're just going to lock onto you. And kill you for more Deku Sticks. Because Deku Sticks are great. And you actually get killed, by the thing there. So that's absolutely fine. And you are... you're a guaranteed Deku stick because you do not lunge at me. They come in either just like upward snapping or not. But yeah, this guy we can't drop onto. So therefore we've got to use fire. Which is why the game has provided that lovely little block. But yeah, I think it's a little bit less looking back now, it's a little bit less handholdy than I think many later Zelda games might be. So yeah, just go over there, do a little kind of jump attack, and there we go. You have to find a way to actually, like, you know, dodge
Set
a little
yourself
bit.
on fire a bit.
A little bit, but I didn't actually take any damage.
Plus you fall in the water, so you know.
And here come the three brothers that were mentioned, and they did say 2, 3, 1. So you, and then over to you. Wait for them to come out. Hello. There you go. Number 3. And number 1. And that means you can get him down. How did you know? Well, there's only so many combinations, to be honest. Like, I could have brute forced this puzzle. How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm going to have to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. But there we go.
Everybody's a narc in this dungeon.
In all fairness, I did just kind of come up to him with a knife.
Well, that is true.
That's fair. Plus, these guys are Deku, whereas the Goma things are like spiders. So I kind of feel like they were collaborating with the spiders anyway. So that's definitely something to be aware of. And here we go. Literally first boss of the game already. Which, delightfully, you can actually sort of like... easier on a big screen. You can sort of see. You can see her up there. Little spider on the ceiling. Which is delightful. You can hear her moving around. You come on in. Until the door will lock down. Locking you inside. Then yeah, you actually have to... I think you have to... I'm not sure if she will ever come down if you don't look up. But you hear her. You can hear her above. But I think if you don't look up to see her, she never reacts to you. But you can see the stuff falling from the ceiling. It's really quite cool. It's really quite cool. Yeah, actually, I think you actually have to look up at her to actually make her come down. Yeah, like that. Which I think is really awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah. And there we go. The parasitic armored arachnid Goma. The mama of those little babies that we saw a second ago. So all we need to do is lock onto you. And yes, when it activates red eye mode, hit it with that. And then get for a jump attack with the flipping Deku sticks is the way of getting the most power. It flees. I don't know if you can actually one-cycle it. And then there's not much you can do. Obviously, you can lock on much further away to a boss than anything else. So Goma, one of the parasitic monsters inside the Deku tree. Its eye is vulnerable when it's red. So yeah, what it's going to do now is it's going to try and spawn those little babies. But it kind of, it has to strain the babies out, and thus it goes into red eye mode at the same time. So when it starts trying to strain the babies out, there you go, knock it down, and then Deku stick, and dead. Deku stick's twice as powerful as a regular sword. Love it. Love it. You can also use your flashbangs when its eye is red. It can be flashbanged. Then it kind of goes this very slightly unsettling white-pink colour, like you've torn its skin off and you're kind of seeing the flesh underneath it. Kind of creepy. Kind of creepy for a death animation, actually. It's got, like, white and pink hidden underneath it.
Well, yeah, like somebody was saying N64 enemies.
Yeah. Lovely little kind of... You know, it doesn't just, like, disintegrate. It's got, like... The choice of colour is interesting. There we go. We can also now just get teleported out through the magic of... Magic, I guess. Claire!
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Stefan, who's been a member for 35 months, and says, what a lovely surprise. What a lovely surprise Ocarina stream. Happy Turkey Day to US friends, and happy Pizza NFL Day for me.
Is the NFL also playing on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. You go, those Texas Omahas.
Oh my god. Shout out to the original Chibabek. Chibabek, who's been a member for 82 months and says, my kid is the same age as this game. And happy Turkey Day, y'all, from Florida.
I just always cheer the Texas Omahas, but Claire, meanwhile, she cheers for the Omaha Texans. There. Fluff that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Go,
yeah.
Texas Omahas. And there we go. As a result of what we've done, the Great Deku Tree has been saved. The curse has been removed. You're welcome, Tom Selleck. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. That extra on the end of wood didn't do anything. But now I have more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen? No. No, Link. Thou must listen. Thou must know my time is short. You're listening whether you want to or not. Now listen carefully, you little shit. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. Here, let's zoom into my mouth for this. Oh, there he is. Hello, Ganondorf. Lovely to see him on his little horse. Oh, happy days. Do we just see from a come over to the great... Yeah, you have something to say. The evil man ceaselessly uses his vile, sorcerous powers in his search for the sacred... Excuse me, the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it's in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. So, you know, kind of a big deal. And also not in the game. Despite huge numbers of flipping hoaxes and fake screenshots, the actual Triforce is not in Ocarina of Time. But before time began, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Ooh, creation myth that kind of gets replaced by many other creation myths. Because every Zelda game goes further back in time. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. And Farol, the goddess of courage. Again, I look forward to everyone disagreeing with my pronunciations because there's no actual official pronunciation guide. It's nice that we just get, hey, here's how the universe was created in the first, like, hour of the game. It's kind of cool, like that. Especially given what you see is actually, you can often see what you're looking at in the game. So yes, Din, with her strong flaming arms as she cultivates the land and creates the Red Earth, and what you're seeing is Gerudo Valley, just without some of the textures on it. And then Nehru, obviously there, you're seeing the Death Mountain Trail, but from the perspective of the Dodongo's Cavern, if you're looking out from it. So we'll be seeing that later. And finally, a Farol, who kind of adds life to the world. And thus we're seeing literally where we're standing right now. That is literally just outside the Great Deku Tree. And I love that you can actually see... Din is actually pronounced Chula. Yep, that seems perfectly reasonable. And having done that, having, like, you know, made the sky and the land and put some life there, decided, you know what, job done, let's naff off for the day and leave a thing that grants wishes. Why? It's never really properly explained. They just sort of decided to leave some magic triangles that grant wishes. Which, curiously, no one really uses to wish for anything. In Wind Waker, explicitly wishes occur. Like, someone explicitly wishes on the Triforce. Does it really happen in Ocarina of Time? It's just a magic MacGuffin.
So, like, maybe the goddesses were tired and they just wanted to, like, go home and sleep, and they were like, I mean, you can ring us if there's a problem, but otherwise we're never coming back and we'll just be chilling.
I want to be clear that it's a really important plot point of Wind Waker that Ganondorf gets the Triforce and is so busy monologuing about how he's got the Triforce that someone else just walks up to the Triforce and makes the wish before he can. And that's actually what happens in Wind Waker. It's the best ending to a game ever. It's so fucking good. He's like, oh, I've got the Triforce. Now I should have Ultra Power. And some other guy just walks up to it, turns Triforce and says, no, I wish for something else. Oh, fuck! He got the wish first! There's only one wish! Oh, shit! This is the real ending of Wind Waker. Another guy just walks up to the Triforce and touches it before Ganondorf can. And that's how the game's resolved. It's the best thing. Thou must never allow the man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. Well, it's a shame, because that's precisely what I'm going to do, because Link fucks everything up in Ocarina of Time. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me.
Spoilers! Lol.
Said other guy's the damn king. Yeah, but he did fuck all in the game. He just stood there in his temple with Zelda, who also did fuck all after she realised she was Zelda. Very disappointing. Just love that. Ganondorf literally has the Triforce. He's ready to make his wish. Someone else just gets in first. Just does it first. It's amazing. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon. But don't grieve for me, because
You've just met me and I'm a tree.
And I'm a tree, yeah. I'm a tree, so no one will just grow. It's fine, that's how trees work. I've been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. I like how Link actually sits down, he's not standing for this. He actually generally sits down as a stand-up again. That's a really cute touch. Go to Hyrule Castle. There thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you. The stone the man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. And there we go. We get the Emerald of Courage, which is lovely. That's true. No one gets to make a wish in this game because when Ganondorf touches it, it splits into 3. Certainly no one ever has all 3 bits at any one time. But in Wind Waker, they actually reconstruct it. And it's just like, oh, okay. Someone else made a wish before I could. Shouldn't have been monologuing, I guess. Lol. Got the Kokiri Emerald. As the spiritual son of the forest, now entrusted to you by the great Deku Tree. Also, I have to die now. The future depends upon thee, Link. Thou art courageous. Navi the fairy, help Link to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Good. Whoa. What noise do you think a tree makes when it's dying? It's pretty good. Yeah, like that. Wow, literally falling over. That's not dying, that's just autumn. That's just autumn. Now, him going grey's a bit worrying. But again, he's a tree. I think in spring he'll be right as rain, and then he'll be really embarrassed about how exactly.
Is this dormancy?
Exactly. He'll just feel really. I think this is just his first autumn. There hasn't been an autumn before. He's going to feel really silly in spring when he's fine. So okay, fine. So I may have got a bit dramatic at the end with the thous and the verilies. It turns out it was just autumn, and I'm fine.
Yeah, Ace UFOs make a great point. Don't grieve for me. My dead corpse will provide a scarce habitat for invertebrates, microorganisms, lichen, and fungi.
Yeah, and plenty of spiders that were already inside.
Yes.
I like how the Navi does actually hang back a little bit, because it's clearly implied she knew him much longer than you.
Oh.
That she'd been hanging around there. So there we go. Unfortunately, everyone else is less entertained by this. Link, what did you do? The great Deku Tree. Did you die? How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault. Oh dear. Milo's a shit stirrer. He's going to go tell everyone I killed the great Deku Tree. Mm-hmm. Which would be impressive with my little sword, quite frankly. I'm not sure how I would be supposed to have done such a thing. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's a thing I did. That's definitely not a thing I did. Everyone else is just getting on with their gardening, though. No one else is worried too much about the sacred guardian of the forest being dead. Like, everyone's got a different colour fairy. That's kind of cute. I'm not sure they're entirely all unique, but you notice Saria is gone. It's because we don't need to naff off. Saria was waiting for us for an emotional farewell as we naff off into the Hyrule field and do the very important thing, which is try to make it to Castletown before the end of the day. Otherwise, you're stuck outside at night. But before then, I love how you just walk straight past the fairy, just don't notice the fairy. And you're leaving. I knew you would leave the forest someday, Link. Because you're different from me, my friends. But that's okay, because we're friends forever. Well, we'll be friends forever, won't we? I want you to have this ocarina. Please take good care of it. Such a fun thing to give to someone as a going-away gift. An ocarina. Probably the first time many of us were exposed to the word ocarina as children. It's like, wait, what did you just give me? What's an ocarina? Delightful choice of instrument. You received the fairy ocarina. This is a memento from Saria. This goes on right, see and I will hear nothing else said. Nothing else said whatsoever. Goes right C. Has to share the same slot as the Deku sticks. Yes, Claire.
Yeah, on that note, Rob earlier was responding to you asking if you put stuff on different buttons. Gave us $5 and says, for me, left C was projectile, bow or slingshot. Right C was always hookshot, boomerang, and down C was always changed to what I needed at the moment.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Boomerang's down C. That's, whoa. Ban them. Unacceptable.
Core says I always called it an ocarina as a child.
An ocarina. It's just a posh ocarina. Oh, yes, the ocarina.
No, like as in orcs.
Yeah, exactly. But long letters sound very posh.
Oh, the ocarina.
Yes, exactly. Petunia, come and play the ocarina for our guests. When you play my ocarina, I hope you'll think of me and come back to the forest to visit. And we can literally, at the moment we've left, we can just literally come straight back. But I do like that he kind of stares at her for ages and then just takes a few steps back before running. That's a really cute bit of animation. That's a lovely bit of animation. It's a few steps back before sprinting off. Really nice.
Ace UFO says she hates literally everyone else, so she's given him the most annoying instrument ever.
There we go. We get the flipping Hyrule Field theme. Yeah, that's the shit. Let's have this for a second. There we go, that's the stuff. Now we have to start running. Now we start running, so we have to make it to the castle town before the end of the day. Clap!
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Drovolon, who just gave us $100.
Oh, thank you very, very much indeed. I also got to buy an owl.
Yes. Happy holidays, M&G and crew. Thank you for the fantastic content over the years, says Drovolon. Thank you so much.
Very much indeed. Love the owl. Look at his gigantic eyebrow thing. I don't know what... I suppose that technically just eyebrows. Just a massive extended pointy eyebrows.
Eye feathers?
Yeah, Dow doesn't really do much in this game. He's just around, occasionally just give you a few hints.
Yeah, but you could cut the eyebrows in half and have another Tom Selleck.
That's true. You will encounter many hardships ahead. That's your fate. Don't feel discouraged, even during the toughest times. This game was combat-wise, it was fairly simple. There's not that many hard times ahead. Weirdly, the start of the game is the most difficult when you've only got 3 hearts. Then you can get that whittled down pretty quick.
I love this owl. I hate this owl. The chat is very divided.
The owl, yeah. I don't know. I like the little kind of the secondary eye pattern on his bib. He's quite good. And go straight this way, and you will see Hyrule Castle. Yeah, but now we're outside, there's a day-night cycle. Time is frozen inside towns, but then when you're out in the field, it moves. And you've got to get to Castle before they pull the drawbridge up for the night. So you'll meet a princess there. If you're lost and don't know which way to go, look at the map. The areas that you have explored will be shown on the map. Press start to enter the sub-screens, and there's an arm to find the map, which is on the inside of the cube. The menu cube. I love the menu cube. It's on the map sub-screen. Yes, don't worry. I'm aware. That's fine. Which way you should be going next. Did you get all of that? Absolutely yes. Off you go, Mr. Owl. We've now got to get across the field. Though technically, the fastest way to go is, of course, as many people know, not to run. Rolling is faster than running, but on top of that, what is more fast than anything is walking backwards. Backwards walking is significantly faster than forwards walking. And you can sort of use the map to sort of figure out where you're going. But you might accidentally run into various enemies or whatnot. So that'll buy me a little bit of time. Over there.
Hey, shout out to Madame Veronica, who says that owl has baguettes for eyebrows. Which I thought was very apt.
It does rather. Sorry, we're going north, aren't we? I've already started going the wrong way. That's probably a worrying sign. Okay, if we just walk backwards, that'll buy me some seconds. But the sky is already getting red. That's a concern. Also, make sure we don't fall in the river. We need to not fall in the river. That's all we need to do. By now, we must be pretty close to that. Okay. Oh, this is going to be...
Roll.
That's true. Rolling is technically faster. Are we gonna pull it off? We're gonna pull it off because I think the game expects you to be outside for your first night. The music's gone, and we've just made it inside during the day. which means it's now officially bright daylight again. And we get to the most important room of all. We get to the port room! Yes! Yes! Vandalism! 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 Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
A guard who does nothing.
This guard don't give a shit. This guard knows not to fuck with me. So I'm pretty sure there's a gold skull tuller in here. If I just break all of these using the roll. Yeah! I knew there was a gold skull tuller in here. There we go. Get a lot of money. Get a lot of money in this room.
The money fraud room.
The money fraud room. Absolutely. Given this is just a room that contains huge amounts of money, this is like the town's treasury, the town's bank or something. I just come in here, break all of it. What do you have to say to me doing this, by the way? Man, I'm so bored. Things would sure be more interesting if there were more troubles in the world. Hey, that's just between you and me, okay?
Wow.
Anyway, maybe we can let off some steam by breaking these jars. Stand near a jar and press. I don't need to press A to pick up a jar. My sword's doing a much better job. Yeah, I feel like
We're ahead of you, mate.
I feel like this guy's not well cut out to the life of being a guard in many ways. I just feel like he'd be happier being a criminal, pretty much. So there we go. We got loads. We got plenty of cash, plenty of dosh right there. And yeah, the town just once again just goes over to kind of like, you know, painted backgrounds, pre McGibbles, and then you've got some weird ones. Like the market is a fixed camera angle, but the camera angle is in the center and rotates to meet you. But all the backgrounds are clearly two-dimensional and painted, as was pretty obvious back in the original. But all the characters are three-dimensional, so yeah, life is interesting and strange. And there's a dog.
Hello, darling.
Wait, I wanted to see Princess Zelda. I avoided the guards, swam through the moat, and I was almost there when they caught me. But yes, I found a small drain hole on the right side. This guy knows all the things. This guy knows how to break into Hyrule Castle. He's doing well. Can you pick up the dog? In this game, hang on. The dog is important. Dog. No, you can pick up the dog in Majora's Mask in order to take it to the dog races. But you cannot actually pick up the dog or pet the dog here. I think it's your dog, isn't he? My precious little puppy's fur coat is very special compared to the other mutts around here. Wow. And we even got... I forgot you actually ran into... yeah, so what's her name? Fudge. Lalu. Marlu. Darlu. Daria. Maria. Marla. Maria. My name is... Marlon! I was so close. I was really close by the end. My dad owns Lon Lon Ranch. Dad went to the castle to deliver some milk. He hasn't come back yet. Well, I don't know if you have to speak to her. But you you can, which is nice. And yeah, there's a few bits and pieces around here, but you don't strictly need to do any of it. Like, you know, there's just little kind of mini games and whatnot. What's this one, by the way? You don't appear to be a shop. What are you? Oh no, this is one of them. This is actually the bomb tube bowling alley. If you want to do flipping bomb tube bowling. So, you know, various, but I'm not sure. I think they would give you a bomb bag upgrade, which I couldn't actually do anything with. So you just kind of explore around if you want to. But honestly, there's not too much floating around here yet. Yes, Claire?
Yeah, we got another really big donation from NATO Warsaw, who gave us $200.
Oh, thank you very, very much, Nate.
And says, I've been rewatching your Mass Effect 2 series recently. Do you have anything you want to see from future Mass Effect games? I love your content.
I really don't know what I'm actually after out of the next Mass Effect. Because, like, a lot of people just seem to be viewing it as, okay, after Andromeda, just more Shepard, back to the original galaxy, more of the original characters. I don't know, I kind of feel like their stories feel quite done. I'm not desperately excited to, like, I don't know, maybe I'd see more of, like, independent Liara outside of Shepard. I'd almost like to see what those characters do without Shepard, because arguably one of the most interesting things about Mass Effect 2, to my mind, is when Shepard comes back and everyone thinks Shepard's been dead, you get to see what those characters did in Shepard's absence, and Garrus goes off the rails no matter what you did in Mass Effect 1 and what you said to him in Mass Effect 1. And, like, you know, Tali tries to step up and be Shepard but can't. And, you know, Liara kind of goes off the rails in her own way. You know, it's really interesting to see, you know, what they all did without you, when they all kind of, when there wasn't a Shepard to bind them together. I'd be interested in playing with that idea again and saying, you know what? Shepard did die in Mass Effect 3. What did all their friends do next? So maybe you could bring back Shepard as a surprise later, whatever. But, like, I'd almost be more interested without a Shepard. I would love to see that idea that was in Mass Effect 2 expanded upon. I'd love to see that. But I don't know whether that's what we'll get. I think they'll play it safe and have Shepard come back and it be a very familiar, safe Mass Effect after Andromeda was not a huge hit. If I had to guess, I think that's what they're going to do.
Also, when you're idle, did Link just do a big stretch?
He does. He's got all sorts of good animations. This is, yep, there's a big stretch. He just do a big stretch. I can confirm. There, you can't hear it, but there's also a as he does his big stretch. There is a big stretch animation. That's definitely true. Oh dear. Basically, the tease, it's at hundreds of years after Mass Effect 3. I'm not sure it was that far ahead. And, like, plenty of species will just be around anyway, because many of them have got very, very long lives. And, you know, giblets with any combination of time travel, cryogenic freezing, cloning, etc., etc. Anyone can just sort of show up anyway. I don't think we need to worry too much about that, all things considered. But let's go and meet Princess Zelda, at least. Let's definitely go and meet Princess Zelda. Though we don't get the music, because technically it's now late enough in the day that the music has stopped playing, because the music stops just before it's actually night, before you actually hear the the wolf howling to indicate night. So you actually get the end of the music. And I think the owl is literally just telling you, hey, the princess is in the castle. Luckily, we've got more useful information from that guy in town, who clearly had a whole plan to break into the castle. Police need to keep an eye on him. So yes, why are you just telling me that? Claire, over to you.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Aggie Yerch. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Gave us $5 Canadian. And says, Happy Thursday. When can we expect Legend of Zelda YOLOs? Have fun, be nice to Claire, and please pet the herd.
Oh, what do you think you're seeing right now? Actually, no, that would technically, there should be no healing. Yes, that would be very difficult. Not least as, in a world where the controls are a little bit awkward and can be a little bit tricky, you kind of needed a lot of health provision. Though, Twilight Princess was the first game where you kind of felt like they actually sort of were thinking about that, because there is the hero mode where there is, like, very little healing available. Like, you can still heal, but, you know, it's much more limited. They were starting to think about that, which I thought was very, very interesting indeed. Honestly, part of the reason I did this as a live stream rather than a video is I know that retro Nintendo stuff often does not excite people that much. It's not really what my channel does. So as a result, I thought, yeah, you know, we'll do this as a special live stream to test out the Analogue. Given I figured this was not going to be that big a deal. Like, this wasn't going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe Ocarina of Time is not a beginning of a huge new series or anything. You know what? I know retro Nintendo doesn't really do it for most of the channel's audience.
Because when we say stuff like, oh, it doesn't do the numbers, what it means is, like, the usual audience isn't particularly interested in watching it, which is a much more important
exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, sorry if I misphrased that.
I know that's what
but, like, it's kind of, like, retro, like, Total War absolutely does. Retro Nintendo just doesn't seem to. That's fine. Wait, am I giving it the wrong name? Possibly Wind Waker has a hero mode. Twilight Princess has something. I can't remember what it's called though. It has something. But yes, the owl's just explaining how time only moves when you're outside of town locations. But I don't need to hear that again, that's absolutely fine.
I think Skies of Arcadia was a special... Die points out you did a whole Skies of Arcadia series.
Yeah.
I think
And that got so few views by the end, lol.
We had sort of primed the, like, core audience.
Yeah.
By talking about it for years beforehand.
Yeah.
And B, you said several times you felt like any channel of yours should have it on it.
Honestly, I've thought before, like, if something went wrong and the channel shut down tomorrow, I would think, well, I did Skies of Arcadia, so that's fine. That, like, it would be weird. Actually, no, I'd never noticed because he turns upside down. His actual eyes get moved into eye position. which is super cute.
That's cute.
Because he flips his head upside down and his bib eyes become actual eyes. That's super cute. Like Sky.
Now it's a massage.
It was important to me that Skies of Arcadia was done as a thing. It was just way more important to me than anything else. No, I don't need to hear that a third time. You're a smart guy. You just need to explain the concept of time passing to me twice. Not that smart, clearly. I don't think it makes any difference whether it's day or night for the guards in terms of their visibility or whatnot. Though I can't remember if you have to go in and out of town once to make Malon actually spawn. Yeah, she's disappeared from town now. Then I think if you go back out, she reappears. But I'm not sure if you can't remember if you need to do that. And she sings. She sings Epona song. Yeah, Epona. And loads of people are probably saying Epona or something. I'd say Epona. Screw you. Would you mind finding my dad? He must have fallen asleep. I can't remember if you need to do this. If you actually just don't bother speaking to her at all, whether you can just do everything the same as anything else. No! You do have to do this because you have to wake up her dad. And the only way to do that is, yeah, if you look
playing
for him.
the obnoxious.
Funnily enough, doing an Ocarina solo doesn't do anything. Instead, I've been incubating this egg very carefully. Tee-hee! She gives you an egg. A weird egg. It hatches into something that crows. Why are you looking like that one? Claire looks so surprised, like, what? Like, as if most eggs wouldn't become chickens that crow.
Okay, because when you said crow, I didn't immediately think of a chicken. I thought of, like, a crow.
It's not only crows that crow, Claire. I mean, crows aren't very well known for crowing. And also run into everything because there's gold skulltulas. Got distracted by a flipping... There we go, we got ya. Got another flippy gold skulltula there, excellent. And we've got low health, that's fine, because there's no combat in this area. And the guards just toss you out if they catch you, and then you can just try again. But obviously the guards aren't going to let you through. So that's fine. Do crows crow? Crows don't crow at all. Roosters crow. Crows don't crow. Don't be silly. Obviously crows don't crow. I have a very particular way I'd always do this that's probably not correct. Like, you know, there's clearly like a way to drop down here, which I just never do. What are you looking on, by the way? Where are you green over there? I don't know. But I would always, yeah, just kind of drop down here-ish. There's that roll. You take no damage. You can't get into the Great Fairy Fountain. You don't have bombs just yet. Then you just kind of go up here. These gods, their peripheral vision is not good. They don't see you there. Then you just go up the back here. Then you can literally follow this path round the back. There's a wall at the side. This is all etched into my memory. This shit is, yeah, that's right. Crows caw. Crows don't crow. How silly a concept, the idea of crows crowing. And look, a chicken hatched from the egg. It's the miracle of life. So now I've got a crow. And, no, a chicken. And obviously, the chicken goes right on the sea. Like, let's not be crazy here. Situational stuff like chickens and ocarinas. They get to go right on sea. And then, like the guy was telling us in town, you just swim along here to avoid. I think the guards do detect you walking straight behind them if you just walk. I think they do. So you've got to do that. Then just get up here. Absolutely fine. And yeah, you've also got to come back here later with bombs in order to open a hole here that's got a gold skulltula in it. One of the absolute dick skulltulas. That just, how would you know that? You just have to know from reading, like, you know, the flipping game guides that we used to have to buy in magazines and whatever. Anyway, he's asleep for the time being. But if you offer him a chicken, he yells, "What in tarnation?" and decides, actually, you know what, maybe I ought to not have left my daughter alone in a strange town for 48 hours.
At night, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's awake, we can get rid of him. And who might you be? I'm Talon, the owner of Lon Lon Ranch. I'm glad I remembered we needed to speak to Malix. I'd forgotten about the damn chicken thing till just now. If you get here without the chicken, you can't wake him up. I think possibly Navi implies you should, like, go and look for his family or something. So, yeah, that's all absolutely fine. Went to the castle to deliver some milk. They sat down to get a rest. I guess I fell asleep. Malin was looking for me. I'm going to catch it from her now. I love his comedy run in a second. Messed up bad, leaving Malin behind to wait for me. She's really going to let me have it. Look at that lovely look at that rum.
That looks like Ted when he's seen a fox.
It actually does. That's a good Ted run right there.
Love you,
Flailing limbs. flailing limbs and all sorts. And then obviously we've just got to move the boxes that presumably contain the milk he was supposed to be delivering, and just to use them to make a little bridge. So I'm just pushing them into place. Clap.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Kobold Bard, who gave us $5 and says, I look forward to the inevitable Ocarina of Time randomizer live stream.
I would not know how to set that up, because this is not like a ROM or anything. This is my original actual cartridge, as you saw my actual things.
And Psycho Purple pointed out much earlier in the chat, the Analogue 3D, of course, is not actually an emulation. It's a very posh clone of the original hardware using FPGA chips that are programmable after printing.
Oh, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously, I don't know the difference between those two things.
I don't know the difference either, but I think it's a question of hardware versus software.
Yeah.
I think an emulator is a piece of software, and this is just...
And they say N64 enough that I
hardware.
assume this is legal, and I'm not using a piece of illegal tech that Nintendo are angry about here.
Well, I mean, like, if Nintendo were angry about it, they would have sent a DMCA.
Yeah, exactly. I assume this thing's legal. It might be skirting a grey area. I'm sure Nintendo's not delighted by its existence.
Well, but okay, the question is Nintendo currently selling a Nintendo 64? And if it's not...
Well, no, but what they are doing is they're selling a paid subscription to Nintendo Switch Online that includes emulations of N64 games. So if there are other ways to play your old N64 games, there's less incentive for people to buy Nintendo Switch Online. So Nintendo could reasonably argue this is costing them money.
But I think it's a lot more arguable in terms of, like, you know,
yeah,
not necessarily maybe fair use, but it's like they're not selling a product that Nintendo is currently selling.
Yes.
And they're not making it look like they are Nintendo.
Yes.
You know?
Now, behold the worst bit of the game.
Oh dear.
Oh, you know what? This actually looks quite bad in the thing. You know, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna give you what some people said they wanted. We're gonna try clean. Oh, the pixels! The pixels! I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't deal with this. I look at this and no, poor little pixely Link. I'm sorry, Link. I should never have done that to you. Back to BVM, whatever that means. Now, you know, I quite like CRT. I think CRT is my favourite. I've no idea. I can't explain how. But yes, welcome to everyone's least favourite bit of the game. The stealth section. The weird stealth section where you just have to work around the guards, but the guards move around incredibly slowly. And you've just got to very slowly wait for them. Just kind of move into the right position. I probably could have gone right there. But I just wanted to make sure. I think they both go to the middle and then turn inwards, and that will be easier. But I think everyone agrees this is the worst bit of the game. I don't think anyone thinks this is the best bit. And also these guards' perspective is cocking weird. Like, I know probably speedrunners know you can just sort of, like, sprint straight past them, but that guy would literally not see you or something. It's very weird. That guy's going to go over here. I think I can get straight past you now, right? Probably. Yeah, he just didn't see me. I don't know how he didn't see me, but he didn't. And I've just got to get up to here and try not to fall, because the camera also doesn't really cooperate in this section. You can't use the Z. You can't use the Z targeting to move the camera. So you've kind of I've now got to make Link walk over this thing. Actually, I wonder if you could just make him run and it wouldn't even matter. But like, this is, you know, I'm trying to make a pixel walk over a different pixel. It's a little bit on the tricky side. You can't really see what you're looking at here. I get past you. If you make one mistake, you're right back to the beginning.
I do have several people in chat saying the worst bit of the game for them is the water temple.
No, the water temple is unfairly maligned. It's, you know, it's relatively tricky, but if you just use your map to look for doors you've not been to yet, it's not so bad. The water temple is a wonderfully designed temple. It's a little bit on the difficult side. But, like, I would argue it's actually one of the better temples in the game. Yes, it's tricky, but it's not unmanageable if you just use your map and compass correctly. I think the Lord Temple is unfairly maligned. It is a difficult dungeon, especially next to, say, Fire and Shadow, which is, I think you can't even see the guards. They get too far away from you.
Aurelius says the water temple is overhated because
agree.
of having to pause to equip and unequip iron boots, which is annoying, but it's not that bad.
True, very fair. And there we go. We have made it to Zelda. First time. Did not get flipping caught. Love this little dungeon, by the way. Is a very well-known little Easter egg. Which side is it, by the way? It is. I think it's, yeah, both these windows have little secrets. Which is, if you like, flicker your slingshot that, they toss bombs at you. It's the first bombs in the game. And sadly, you can't pick it up and store it and, like, reuse it something else. And meanwhile, on the other side, way more obvious in higher resolution, it's Mario and Peach.
Oh.
Little Mario and Peach Easter eggs off on the other side over there. I don't think anything happens if you do that, though. And then little Zelda doing a little bit of spying. Oh, happy days. Exclamation mark, she says. And who are you? How did you get past the guards?
Annoyingly.
And are we about to just completely wreck the timeline to the extent that by the end of this game we're going to need to use time travel to fix it? Yes, you are, Zelda. Yes, you are. You're about to really fuck up the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that? Is that a fairy? Hilariously, the fairy doesn't appear to be out right now. The fairy should definitely be made to circle Link at the time. And are you from the forest? And then you wouldn't happen to have the spiritual stone of the forest, would you? That green and shining stone? Do you have it? No, never heard of it. Well, that's odd. I thought you might be the one from my dream. You really don't have it? Tell me the truth. Do you have it? And okay, fine, I've got the spiritual stone of legend, I guess. There's some really fun dialogue if you just if you just say no to things that blatantly are true. Just as I thought. I had a dream, and in the dream, dark storm clouds were billowing over the land of Hyrule. But suddenly a ray of light shot out of the forest, parted the clouds, and lit up the ground. The light turned into a figure, holding a green and shining stone, and also an ocarina, which was odd, because I'd never heard of them before today. I know this is a prophecy that someone would come from the forest. What? Feel like I'm about to sneeze. It's not happening, so there's just no good pause. I thought you might be the one. Oh, I'm sorry. I got carried away with my story and didn't even properly introduce myself. I am Zelda, Princess of Hyrule. We kind of guessed, it's fine. And what's your name? Lonkathon. My name is Lonkathon. Link. Yeah, it's been a short for Linkathon. I just don't go by that these days. It's fine. Strange, it sounds somehow familiar. Oh, a hint towards the fact that you're kind of stuck in a dumb time loop. That's why it sounds sort of familiar. There's a dumb time loop going on. Okay, Link. I'm going to tell you the secret of the sacred realm that has been passed down by the royal family of Hyrule. Please keep this a secret from everyone. No. Come on, don't be a blabbermouth. Please say you'll keep it a secret so I can tell you the secret of the royal family about the magic power to grant wishes. Alright, fine.
Oh, is it not that we're lizards?
The legend goes like this. First we zoom out. It's the power of the royal family. Back to the story of the creation story. The three goddesses hid the Triforce containing the power of the gods somewhere in Hyrule. And yes, in the sacred realm, it was mentioned. The power to grant the wish of the one who holds the Triforce in his hands. Or very literally, whoever gets there first. First wish first comes served. It's fine. If someone with a righteous heart makes a wish, it will lead Hyrule to a golden age of prosperity. If someone with an evil mind has his wish granted, the world will be consumed by evil. That is what has been told. Very shiny Triforce. So the ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the Triforce from evil ones. Look at it shimmer. Off into the sky it goes. Literally not in the game. Very sad. That's right. The Temple of Time is the entrance through which you can enter the sacred realm. from our world. Sorry, I'm just kind of predicting the script because I kind of know it pretty well. But I was pretty good. Oh, look at those low poly flowers the cameras are going through. Excellent. But the entrance is sealed with a stone wall called the Door of Time. In order to open the door, it is said that you need to collect 3 spiritual stones. And another thing you need is the treasure that the royal family keeps along with this legend. The Ocarina. That's really lucky because I just started learning the Ocarina yesterday. So it's bloody lucky that came up right now, Princess. Did you understand well the story I just told you? Yes, I did. And that's great. No, there's no point saying no there, she'll just repeat herself. And I forgot to tell you, I was spying through this window just now. The other element from my dream, the dark clouds, I believe they symbolise that man in there. Will you look through the window at him? No, I'm scared. Please, if you don't hurry, he'll be gone. All right, you don't even have the option to say yes anyway. You just forced to do it regardless on that occasion. And there he is, the same guy we dreamed about, the same guy that the great Deku Tree told me about. Can you see the man with evil eyes? I'm not sure his eyes look that evil, to be honest. I think you're just judging him because he's ginger. This is just anti-ginger prejudice right here. Leader of the Gerudos. They hail from the desert far to the west. Though he swears allegiance to my father, I'm sure he is not sincere. The dark clouds that covered Hyrule in my dream, they must symbolise that man. And there we go. He saw us. He saw us briefly. Don't worry. He doesn't have any idea what we're planning. Yet. Oh, love those flowers. Love those two-dimensional little flowers right there. And yes, I told my father about my dream. However, he didn't believe it was a prophecy. Though I can sense that man's evil intentions. What Ganondorf is after must be nothing less than the Triforce of the Sacred Realm. He must have come to Hyrule in order to obtain it. And he wants to conquer Hyrule, no, the entire world. It's a bit of a stretch. It's a tiny bit of a stretch. But you know what? It's kind of true, so that's fair enough. Link, we're the only ones who can protect Hyrule. Please. I don't believe you. Oh, she looks so sad!
You're a meanie.
Oh dear. Please believe me. My prophecies have never been wrong. So, alright, fine. I guess I believe you. Thank you. Oh, the flowers. Why would you zoom in on those flowers at 64?
Because it's the royal family power.
I'm afraid I have a feeling that man is going to destroy Hyrule. He has such terrifying power. And it's unfortunate that you have come. We must not let Ganondorf get the Triforce. I will protect the Ocarina of Time with all my power. You're a 10-year-old child. I don't think you've got that much power. You go find the other 2 spiritual stones. Let's get the Triforce before Ganondorf does, and then defeat him by, like, wishing him to die or something. I don't know if that was, like, her original plan. Like, if the plan had worked, was her plan literally get the Triforce? I wish Ganondorf was dead. One has to assume, given she does want to use it to defeat Ganondorf. Hello.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Teddy Bear. Hi, Teddy Bear. Take this letter. I'm sure it will be helpful to you. And there we go. You received Zelda's letter. This letter has Princess Zelda's autograph. Set it to see. You can show it to people. So, alright, we can use that same as everything else. It does tell you that every single time, which possibly is a tiny bit redundant, but this was a new system. That's fine. Once we've done that, there is someone new waiting for us, who's going to do something very special. Teach us our first Ocarina song. Hello, Impa. Impa looks so badass in this. All the other Impas are inferior to this Impa. This is the best Impa. Look at that Impa. Best Impa. So, alright, I am Impa, responsible for protecting Princess Zelda. Everything is as the princess foretold. And you are a courageous boy, and you are heading out on a big new adventure, aren't you? My role in the princess's dream was to teach a melody to the one from the forest. This is an ancient melody passed down by the royal family. I have played this song for the Princess Zelda as a lullaby ever since she was a baby. There is a mysterious power in these notes. Now, listen carefully. And there we go. You don't need to match like the melody or anything. Literally just match the things. And you've officially learned the song. And now play that on the ocarina. And then you will play it with the correct speed thereafter. There was no like timing like there is in, say, Twilight Princess. Just get the C buttons correct. You're fine. One of the things, by the way, is because you can just play anything you wanted on the ocarina, some people back in the day took great enjoyment in actually performing and coming up with, like, sheet music using A and C button commands to actually play actual real songs on the ocarina, which was a very delightfully nerdy thing back in the late 90s and early noughties, coming up with actual songs on the ocarina.
John did that from muscle memory. Very impressive.
Absolutely. It's an easy one. It's just a straight like rub of the finger from left up down, left up down. I could do it for all of them. I could do it for absolutely all of them. The castle soldiers find you, there'll be trouble. Let me lead you out to the castle. I think, yeah, at this point you now can't come back to Zelda if you wanted to. I think, like, somewhere it's blocked off, so you can't get back here. You simply cannot. It is not allowed. Brave lad, we must protect this beautiful land of Hyrule. As a result, oh, look at that 2D mountain. This was a big thing, by the way, because this was, we didn't really have, you can't describe Ocarina of Time as an open world game, because it's not. But, like, it was the beginning of an open world game. And I distinctly remember N64 magazine, issue 24, which was the issue they reviewed Ocarina of Time, having, well, they reviewed it and scored it. They also reviewed it in 23, based on the preview that was given to the press in Germany. But they properly reviewed it in 24. And one of the things they really stressed that was how the world felt connected. Like, on Hyrule Field, you could see a mountain in the distance. And if you saw a mountain in the distance, you could go towards it and get to the top of it and go inside and fight a dragon. Everything was connected. And sure, it was all illusions and tricks, because that is just a 2D in the thing. Yeah, you see that mountain, you could go inside that mountain. It was one of the first instances of that. And previously, 3D games tended to be very claustrophobic. They were set in internal environments to stop you having to deal with that sort of thing. Like, Tomb Raiders are all set inside, like, fairly narrow environments, and say Crash Bandicoot is inside confined spaces. Many instances of stuff like that. Ocarina of Time was the first one that said, hey, actually, you know what, we're going to start opening up the world, and you can see stuff in the horizon in the distance and go towards, and sure, it's all trickery, but it created the sense of a bigger world you could move around.
And yeah, even nowadays, you have games that are very linear, but manage to not make it feel as much so.
Yeah.
You've always said, like, you know, the Fallout games, some of them are smaller, but
a clever bit of trickery with a skybox can do a lot in terms of immersion. And this was one of those first instances of, hey, you see that mountain, you can go there. And that was one of the things it did very well. It used clever skyboxes in the distance to, like, lead you in certain directions. And, you know, it looked a bit naff. Now you kind of blow it up and can see it big and whatnot. It's blatantly not the actual model of Death Mountain, which changes. The clouds are moving. I think the actual cloud around Death Mountain isn't. I believe that's completely static. But yeah, that's, you know, it's kind of the sky behind it has got real animated clouds, but the actual, the mountain, the ring of smoke around it is, I believe, pretty static. Though the ring does move in Adult Link, because then it's lit up in fire, which is a really cool moment. So there we go. We can actually, at this point, mosey over towards Death Mountain, which we'll definitely climb because it's not very tall. Though this is actually another point where the game really starts opening up a little bit. Like, you can go to Lon Lon Ranch, you can learn Epona's song, though you can't actually ride Epona because you're going to do that as Adult Link, so there's kind of no point. You don't need to rush to do that in the slightest. There's not much benefit to that. Though actually, in fact, it does get you... It can get you access to Lon Lon Milk, which is a good healing item, but you need a bottle to store it. I think you can get the first bottle from there, but it's really not that important at all. Kakariko is open, though. Ocarina of Time I always think of as somewhat linear, but actually, you know what? It's more open than I give it credit for, in a way. Like, once you get to Kakariko, there's various things you can do. You can, like, go to the graveyard if you want to. You can actually solve the mystery of the graveyard, which is super cool. And yes, she was just reminding you, hey, pay attention to that song I taught you. And it is going to be very important. We've now got a song and a letter that both prove our connection to the royal family. Both of them will have a point. Also, she doesn't just walk off, she Batmans.
Oh,
she just straight up flashbangs. I'll give you more impressive than Batman. She doesn't disappear in a cloud of smoke. She just literally, there's a flash and she's gone. She's flipping gone. Before we go, though, there's one... So I'm not going to do, like, all the stores in Hyrule Castle Market Town. But there is one I think we should go and visit. A very, very special one indeed. Claire, while I just make my way over there.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Akuthia, who gave us $5 and says Happy Turkey Day from the US. Although US dollars are the worst dollars in this timeline. UK, please will you take us back yet? And shout out also to Joe Miller, who gave us £5 and says it turns out that a couple of weeks ago marked the 10-year anniversary of having been subscribed to this channel. So thank you guys for a decade of entertainment.
Oh, thank you very, very much indeed. And oh dear, I thought the mask shop was open by now. Hello, is the mask shop not open yet? What a strange shop. I wonder when it'll be open for... I thought the mask shop opened straight there. You know what? Fair enough. I thought you could actually get the first mask immediately. Maybe the first mask is after you get the second spiritual stone. I could have sworn the mask was available immediately. And yeah, there's one more thing it would be nice to buy. We don't have the money for it just yet. Which is the Hyrule shield. But I believe that is 80 rupees? Yeah, 80 rupees. So we don't need to worry about that. It is a useful thing to have, but we'll be coming back here. We will be coming back here. You know what? I'm just going to smash the pot room and get up to the 80 that we require. Claire!
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Joe again, who gave us another £5 and says I should also thank you for introducing me to Rome Total War, now my favourite game of all time. Hail Julianus Victor.
A very fair candidate for best game of all time. Was very high up on my list of all-time favourites, and very reasonably so too.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, the Infinite Money Room. Everyone loves the Infinite Money Room.
80 Travel's been a member for 80 Travel and said he's been a member for 66 months and says hail the furry gods and their human staff and has sent usual pictures of Annie, Leo and Karis to me, so I will be sharing those momentarily. And also a message from the Hippo Hug.
Hippo Hug! Love it.
Who gave us $20 and says, hello, MATN family. I'm playing Astroneer for the first time today after watching John's old live stream on it. I'm having a blast so far in the first few hours.
It is a great game. Honestly, what I miss is it used to be way more of a focus on, like, setting up a trail of oxygen lines that were lit up that you could see from a distance and, like, follow them back home. And I swear that kind of seems to be less of a thing these days. And I kind of miss that, you know? I think it's kind of sad that that's not actually such a big part of the game anymore. I think it was actually, I like the simplicity of that. Though as I understand it, it's just picked up, like, a bunch of new, like, an expansion of some description with, like, mega buildings and whatnot, which is kind of cool. There we go, we're up to 99 rupees. That's literally cap for the time being.
Joe in chat would like to know if you're aware that there is a free Hylian shield in the graveyard at Kakariko Village.
I probably did that at some point in my life, but you know what? I've got 80 rupees. I'm going to support my local armor salesman because, you know, we've got to keep the economy going, people. What a Hyrule shield! Absolutely. I love this thing, by the way. I just kind of wanted to do this because obviously, it's a shield for, like, an adult soldier. Link is a child. So as a result of that, you can't actually use it in the same way, which I think is delightful. So your Deku shield, because it was, like, you know, produced in a society of children, you can use, like, properly. The flipping Hyrule shield, however, because it's too big, way too big, you can't actually use it as a shield. You can only use it to protect yourself from attacks from above. Which is
turtle, but that's it.
Yeah, it is, however, made of metal, so it can't burn in the event of fire enemies. Yeah. So, but you can't actually use it as a shield until you're an adult in the second portion of the game.
And Jake also says if you talk to the guard who's at the Gate to Death Mountain, he does give you a 40 rupee discount for that shop specifically for the shield. Yeah,
but then you have to go back and pick it up. I think I did know that, but then you have to go and collect it, which I don't want to have to do. I'd rather not bother.
No, so, that's fair enough. I just thought that was an interesting...
Given there's an infinite money room.
Yes, indeed.
There is literally an infinite money room right there. So I feel like we didn't necessarily need that. Are you going to give me anything like a gold skeleton? You are not. You're just going to give me more worthless money. So, alright, while it's still day, let's get inside Kakariko. And Navi's probably just telling me go to Death Mountain. I'm going! Where do you think I'm going right now?
And shout out also to Dr. Scam 5000, excellent name.
Excellent name.
Who gave us $4.20 and says Happy Turkey Day, enjoying the pre-dinner walk.
Nice.
Because yes, I think they sent that the first time we were going through Hyrule Field and trying to go really fast walking
Lol.
backwards. Kurt Cake gave us $5 also and says Happy Thanksgiving. I can't stick around, but I love you guys.
I love you too.
Yes, thank you for coming round, even if just for a little tiny bit.
So yeah, there's all sorts of fun little things going on here. So yeah, the Skulltuller House. Everyone knows the Skulltuller House. There's the Great Chicken Hunt in Kakariko. Skulltuller's a little bit on the creepy side because, you know, some people have been turned into monsters. But they're not monsters, so don't attack them. It's fine. We all look like this because of the spider's curse. If every spider of the curse in the entire world were destroyed, the curse would be broken. So yeah, they're half people and half Skulltullers. Kill those gold Skulltullers, collect the tokens, and they will be healed one by one. So yes, the number next to this icon on the quest status subscreen indicates how many spiders of the curse. I wonder if they're ever actually referred to as golden Skulltullers again, if that's just the community name that we came up for it, if they're supposed to be just the Skulltullers of the curse or whatnot. But we just call them the gold Skulltullers because they're Skulltullers and they're gold. That's it. That's all we've got. But yeah, inside dungeons, out in the wild, and generally at night. But very often... I mean, this is just our dream. You don't have to do it. I'm fine being a half spider monster. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. And yeah, if you break the curse, it'll make you very rich. If you get all of them, they will indeed give you more stuff. And yeah, there's like... You get like some better stuff. You get like some good stuff earlier on. I like this one, by the way, where it's just like 2 eyes in a spider. Ah, I'm cursed! You are indeed very cursed. But I've definitely not got enough for anything. You need 10. You need 10 as a starting point.
What, to free one person?
To free one person is like 10, 20, etc, etc. Yeah, you could do... Yeah, at this point you can collect cuckoos for the cuckoo lady who's allergic to cuckoos, so can't collect her own cuckoos. I think we should nip over to the graveyard. The graveyard's great fun. The graveyard's got a really cool little dumb secret in it that you can actually access straight away. So there's all sorts of stuff you could do in Kakariko. There's a few little bits and pieces. But specifically, I think, yeah, the most interesting ones, aside from just going up Death Mountain, is going into the graveyard. Where I said, there's definitely, yes, possibly a free Hylian shield somewhere. You don't need to worry about that for now. Nothing creepy in here. I can't remember if time passes in the graveyard, if we're officially in the world or not in the world right now. Yes, just letting you know there's something to read if you want to. The souls of those who swore fealty to the royal family of Hyrule. Excellent. So yes, we don't need to worry about that. All we need to do is just head a little bit further in. I'm pretty sure, yeah, is it the flowers that indicate it? Which graves you can pull. So you can grab the graves and grab them. Don't cause trouble, I'll tell Dompe. No, right now that guy doesn't want me pulling up any graves. But I think it's... You
have to wait for night or something.
It's this grave. I think you have to wait to be an adult, perhaps. But it's this grave over here that's the big main one. But yeah, as you get deeper and deeper into the graveyard, it gets dark and starts raining. Big old storm and stuff. But crucially, there is a Triforce on the ground. And when you see the Triforce, that means you play the melody of Zelda. You play the Zelda's Lullaby. And then, you'd think, like, you know, playing Zelda's Lullaby on a royal sigil would do something, like, positive or good. Like, you know, a nice, elegant secret door would open or something. No. On this occasion, instead, the storm just gets much, much worse. In just a second. Shit gets weird and creepy and dark. And then a, basically, giant lightning bolt comes down from the sky and destroys a thing and knocks Blash you off your feet. Why? Just does. Just happens. Excellent. Giving you access to a completely optional little mini dungeon. Love it. Gotta love them scan lines. Everyone loves the scan line. Go scan line, go. Oh. And this space can actually be quite tricky for a very early game character. You know what? I need to go over to an actual flipping shield I can use for the time being. But yeah, I think the real trick is just going to be going for a little... Yeah, just basically slingshot. Just basically look for anything we can log on to. I can hear something in here. There we go. Yeah,
Just keep VAT scanning.
yeah. Basically, yes, I am basically VAT scanning. That is not untrue.
Hi, Ted. Hello, bunny.
Hello, Ted. So yeah, you guys need to be lit. Do we need to have... Hang on. Oh, do I need to have Din's Fire before I can do this? Am I misremembering?
Oh.
Do I need Din's Fire? I don't think I need Din's Fire. Or do I need to just kill all the bats? Yeah, there we go. Right. What happens if you do light those? Something happens if you light those. Just said, I think you might want a wee. Yeah, I think Ted wants a little... Ted's going for a little outing in the garden. And yeah, you can get over here straight away to the flipping Redeads. The Redeads who are horrifying. Their screams are nightmare fuel. So yeah, just avoid them and just basically just go straight through here. Accept the penalty, just stick to the acid. Like, the acid is less terrifying than the Redeads. Do not fight the Redeads. Avoid them. They are horrifying. Just go straight through. You can skip all of them. And you should. Like, half a heart, skipping the Redeads, that's the way to do it. And there we go. A poem dedicated to the memory of the dearly departed members of the royal family. And, yep, rising sun will eventually set. A newborn's life will fade. From sun to moon, moon to sun, give peaceful rest to the living dead. I didn't kill them. Interesting poem. But more importantly, the sun song. It's so nice to pick this up really early on. Because, yeah, then you can just flipping, change day to night. Which is really convenient. Because other than that, there's not really like any system in this game where you can, like, go to bed in order to, like, you know, pass time. This is the only way to do it. In Majora's Mask, there was a much better way. It was way easier. Sorry, missed my final one there. It was way easier to do. Actually, you know what? I'm starting to wonder. Ooh. There are flames here. And there we go. We can turn day to night or vice versa. Didn't make much difference there because it was already kind of late in the day. Lol. And there we go. We've learnt the sun song. Very useful little melody. But yeah, there's fire in here. I'm wondering if it's even possible to get a... No, it would never. There'd never be time. Because there's fire in here, even without Din's Fire, the spell. If I get this, and then... Oh, yeah. Light you. Okay. Can I get back to the front room? If I just kind of beeline it. And just go straight there. Just direct. Right over there, 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 right over there. No, not even close. Not even close. But yeah, the Redeads. Who remembers the scream of the Redeads? Who remembers this? Where they scream at you and paralyze you. And then flipping, yeah, then just basically, then you can't move as they amble towards you. And if they get on you, they just kind of, yeah, flipping, oh, yeah. Redeads. Not fun. Not fun. Not happy with Redeads. Let's get the cock out of here. But now it's night. Now it's night right now. So yeah, if we want to... Presumably, yeah, that means the kid's gone. There we go. Now we can start pulling gravestones around. But all that does is generate ghosts. And ghosts are problematic, so let's not worry about that. I think you can do Dampé's game if you want to, even as Young Link. But let's not. Because he moves around so slowly. And you're like, you know what? Let's just see if we get incredibly lucky. Because Dampé... No, don't. Dampé, stay where you are. Kid, don't mess around with graves. Too late, I've already summoned a ghost. And Dampé, the gravekeeper. My face may be scary, but I'm not a bad guy. I like Dampé. Dampé's great. Let me give you an advertisement for my side business. Grave digging! I feel like this guy's not a good gravekeeper if he has a side business doing a grave digging tour. I feel like that's a conflict of interest. What's going to come out? What's going to come out? When I start digging, we'll find out. You know what? You've got to give him credit. He's thought this through. Do you want me to dig here? Yes, absolutely. We're going to give one go because you were standing on a spot. No, nothing. One of them has a heart piece, but I think it's completely random, so let's not even worry about it. Let's just get out of here. That's a-okay. Oh, dear. Let's see if we can get a heart, by the way. And just give me a charge. No heart. Come on. Just one. I don't need money. I need... There we go. That was a good bush. That was an excellent bush right there. So, yeah. We've kind of got you... we've got ourselves a new song. So, yeah. Right now, it is night. Which is a little bit of a shame. Because it means, obviously, less is going on at night. Plus, the village is barely even built at this point. There's simply not much going on in this village. Though, what we can do, of course, is... Hang on. I hear you. I hear the chunk. At night. But honestly, mainly you won't go on at night because that's where the skulltullers are. So there we go. You've destroyed a golden skulltuller. You got a token proving you destroyed it every time. What am I up to, by the way? It must be like 5? 6. You know what? Not bad. Not bad at all. So, alright. Yes, Navi, I am aware we're probably supposed to be, like, going to Death Mountain. We are literally in the village at the foot of Death Mountain right now. Chill out. And there's... No, you have to get the bonk right in order to break a box. I swear there's more of them around here, but, you know, I'm not going to remember every single one of them. I'm not going to remember every single one. But, yeah, now you make it here in the village, and I was trying to go into first-person mode, but... Well, sorry, say if we told him we were going to save Hyrule. That's not important just yet. We can go... Oh! You know what? You just drew my attention to this over here. So, fair enough. That's fair. That's fair right there. Saria would probably be impressed and whatnot, but there'll be an easy way to get back to her. Very soon, in fact. So, yes, that's up to 8 or so. So, okay. Next up, you know what I want to do? I actually want to... I actually need... the letter to prove I've actually been sent by the princess. So, the road is closed beyond this point. Can't you read the sign over there? I did not read the sign. And I see, you're just a kid, you can't read yet. Rude. Right, well, I have got a signed letter from the princess saying I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want. This is surely Princess Zelda's handwriting. Well, let's see. Okay. This is Linkathon. He's under my orders to save Hyrule. And oh dear, what kind of funny game has our princess come up with now? Okay. Alright, you can go now. Just be careful, Mr. Hero. So yes, he didn't seem that impressed. But it does get us access to Death Mountain. So let's say that's good enough. Right there. Oh, Ted happy now he's at an outing?
Yes, come
happy
on, Ted.
Dog.
Come on, Ted.
And yes, if you're going to climb Death Mountain, you're going to need a proper shield. Don't worry, I've got one already.
Hey, John.
Yes?
The best dog in the world is right
by.
behind the chair.
Do not roll my chair back. I'll squish the best dog in the world. Gotcha.
Indeed.
And yes, like they were saying, I can get a half-price shield. It's only 40 rupees. But yeah, when there's the infinite money room in Castle Market Town, I don't think it's worth bothering going there and back. It's fine. You're good to go already. Don't even worry about it. Now, I'd like to ask a favour of you. I don't expect you to do it just because of the great tip I just gave you. I'm just asking. And have you been to... And now the Happy Mash shop will theoretically open. Well, we're not in a great rush to go there. I'm happy to go straight up Death Mountain. Dead. So my little boy pesters me for a popular mask, but I don't have time to go there. So there we go. He wants me to go take care of that. That's A-okay. We will not be doing that. I'm too busy saving the world, you stupid loser. Claire.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Dignam for Live, who gave us $5 Australian and says, greetings from Australia. Currently resting after having run a marathon the other day.
Nice.
So seeing this live makes the downtown much, much better.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
So, okay. Step 1, we just need to do Sun Song quickly, just to turn it from night into day. Because I'd much rather climb the mountain at day, just because it's nicer, and you get the music. Like, this game, basically, the game does kind of say, okay, during the day, there should be nice music, and at night, generally, there is no music. Which is, you know, a perfectly valid choice. That night is, like, peaceful and quiet, and generally there is either no music or very soft music. But I kind of like that to be music. So we should, if we're going to be climbing Death Mountain, we're going to do it during the day, damn it. So there we go. Just ignore the comically incompetent builders who are just slowly building the village, which is delightfully built, of course, when you come back here as adult Link, because that's delightful. And yes, with that done, we can mosey straight up the mountain. Though just for safety, now heading on to, like, you know, a volcano, let's put on our shield that actually protects us against, like, you know, or rather won't set on fire. It's probably kind of, you know, worth doing.
I mean, I don't know. It does conduct heat quite well. Whatever.
And there you see that? Now we've got a proper mountain. Now that's a proper 3D model. With like a sort of rotation around. That's a bit more impressive right there.
Right, but it's also cool because you've got that circle. It's very recognizable. The cloud. Yeah. The ring of clouds is very recognizable.
So we go. Just wait for you to do that.
Boing! Boing!
I think it's just like a... Yeah. Lake, turn to face him. Lake!
Is it a crab or a spider crab?
A bit of column A, bit of column B. Lock on cameras, a bit of troglodyte slopes on occasion. Possibly a better option would be, yeah, just to hit it with the... Oh, and he's doing like that. You know what? Yeah, just get out the Deku nuts, and then you can hit him with the jump attack. Honestly, yeah, you've got the Deku nuts. Use them, and then just get over that. May as well use flash grenades. The game's giving you flashbangs. Use them. Like, I almost feel like they kind of exist as a way of, like, offsetting the fact that, you know, combat can be a bit awkward. So just, you know, having access to... Okay, well... No, you don't. Okay, you can't do a jump attack uphill. Doing a jump attack uphill is difficult, as it turns out.
The camera works for Ganondorf. What?
Might do, you know. And time passes quick, but the days in this game are short as flip. It's barely been day, and already it's like we're ready to go over to night. So yeah, we've got the Deku nuts ready to go. We don't need to worry about that. We've got Gorons. Honestly, these are my favorite Goron designs. I prefer these to the Goron designs in, like, say, Twilight Princess or anything of that nature. Actually, Wind Waker didn't have Gorons in that sense. It had the Ruto instead. They say that a beautiful fairy lives on top of Death Mountain. Don't you want to see her? And yes, but tragically we would need bombs to do so. So we're not going to be doing that just for now. We're just going to be moseying around the corner, avoiding the Gorons who just, like, you know, just go rolling around at great speed. Best bit of Majora's Mask that you were actually able to do that yourself. That was truly spectacular bit of Majora's Mask right there. But yes, we've made our way up to Goron City, but climbed most of the mountain that quickly. Not, you know... A large amount of this game is trickery, illusions, perspective tricks, etc., etc., but it had to be. This is a game where they couldn't even render characters that were more than 5 feet away due to various issues in that regard. And delightfully, yes, your next big objective is cheer up Darunia, the leader of this society, because he's a bit mopey at the minute. But if you cheer him up, then that would be, like, better, which I find delightful. So just mosey straight on down to the bottom, and right now, yeah.
Full damage?
Huh? Only a tiny, tiny bit. But yeah, once again, you have got ourselves. You got to announce yourself. Darunia has locked himself in. He can hear you, though. So Zelda's Lullaby will have formally announced that a messenger of the royal family has come to visit, forcing him to open the door. Which is delightful. Zelda's Lullaby kind of does everything in the early game. But, yes, he's not desperately impressed when you come in. You know, a small child holding a knife and a shield that's far too big for him. I love Darunia. Darunia's great design. What the heck? Who are you? When I heard the song of the royal family, I expected their messenger had arrived, but you're just a little kid. That's fair, as Darunia, the big boss of the Gorons, are really lost to so much status to be treated like this by his sworn brother, the king. Now I'm really angry. Get out of my face now. You asking why I'm in such a bad mood right now? Ancient creatures have infested the Dodonga's cavern. We've had a poor harvest of our special crop bomb flowers, starvation and a hunger because of the rock shortage. But this is a Goron problem. You need any help from strangers. So yes, he's going to refuse to do anything with you for the time being. He's going to be very grumpy. This is quite a difficult little puzzle to figure out in a way. You've got to go and speak to everyone else and just sort of put it all together. So obviously the game is giving you plenty of Deku sticks, so naturally we can now start spreading fire about a little bit. And I believe that, yeah, Deku sticks get, like, refreshed if you like something else with them. So if we go out here, for example, I think we can, like, yeah, we can bring the fire to you. And I think lighting something refreshes the stick. Am I misremembering that? Which doesn't make any sense, obviously, but yeah, there we go. That's done. And then I start rotating and the giant thing starts rotating. Which is nice. And yeah, we can just keep going. And obviously the stick would normally have worn off by now, but oh, now it's worn off. There's more upstairs. It's
Well,
more.
there's also more pots for you to break.
Yeah. Well, we don't break every pot. It's fine. I swear, like, lighting a torch extends the duration of a torch, which makes 0 sense. But you guys, you definitely are a permanent lit torch. That's always a permanent lit torch. So yeah, and then we've got you guys lit, and we need to light these, so this can now go away for a second so we don't lose it. But yeah, you speak to this Goron right here. Hey, buddy. Hello. Nice chat with you, please. And how is Big Brother? See. By the way, do you know the music coming from deep inside of this tunnel? We all like this music. Yeah, you need to cheer him up by playing him a song that the Gorons like. And if you listen, then yeah, you can hear a very particular song. Which, actually, would you have heard it yet so far in the year? Would it be the first time you've heard it? I'm not sure, actually. But yeah, if we just get over to here, then just basically go down, that lights the bomb flower. You literally need to touch it with a flaming thing. So you need to get the flame moving up in the right direction. That will break the rocks, allowing you to access the wormhole through space. Even though Death Mountain is nowhere near the Kokiri Forest, congratulations, you're now back in the Lost Woods. And hey, over here, woohoo! Doug doing owl noises, excellent. Link, good to see you again. Listen to this. And after going through the Lost Woods, you'll come upon the Sacred Forest Meadow. That is a sacred place where few people have ever walked. And what's that? I can hear a mysterious tune. You should listen for that tune as well. And yes, presumably you want to be... No, that's fine. I get it. I get it. It's fine. I don't want to hear what you say again. Naff off, Mr. Owl. If you're courageous, you'll make it through the forest. Just absolutely fine. Just follow your ears and listen to the sounds that are coming from the forest. Yep, off you go. And he does mean very literally, because obviously, yes, you just need to navigate this maze simply by following the music. If you hear the music, you're on the right one. And if you don't hear the music, you're on the wrong one. Now, you can also tell because you can, if you just look, you can see that that one has got like a bit of a white kind of smear to it. And this one doesn't. They actually look different. So you can actually do it, even if you like couldn't hear, you would know. So it's relatively easy to figure out.
You have to go through the dark ones.
Yeah, you have to go through the ones, the dark ones there, though. Some of them actually, even if you don't, you can actually tell if they are dark, but if they don't have music, then there's actually extra stuff here as well. There's like extra secret ones beyond that. I kind of just knew that one was there. I knew there was one somewhere around here anyway. So yeah, you can just basically get you out of the way, and then get you out of the way, and there you go. I surrender. In return, I will sell you Deku Nuts! 5 pieces, 20 rupees. No way, not interested. Yikes, I'm going home then. Just naffs off over there. I think there's another one. Yeah.
We super don't have 20 rupees anyway, so...
When you say super, we're 1 rupee short.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, there's like a little, there's just little, like, extra shops here. In return, I will sell you Deku Sticks. 1 piece, 15 rupees they are. Nah, I'm good. But yeah, there's also another... Beyond this being, like, a secret area that breaks the rules of the rest of it, there is also... I think if you go over to where the butterflies are... There we go. There's a hidden hole. Hidden secret hole. Containing a whole bunch of little, like, Dekus. Though, can you actually do anything with these guys yet? Hang on, what was the deal with you guys precisely? Check the sign. And whilst I've done this, the forest stage. We are waiting to see your beautiful face. Ah, this is where you show masks. You have to bring the right mask. You appear here, and if you're wearing a mask, they judge you and give you rewards.
Nice.
Incredibly obscure. So if you've been to the mask shop, I think the first mask you get doesn't do much, but it is just delightful that it's there. So yeah, we need to, the shops are back. We don't have to worry about that. But yeah, there's like, if you see one that's black, but it doesn't have the music, that means it goes somewhere anyway. So that one's a grey one, so you know that's not the right one. This is black, but it has the music, so it's right. Also, if you come back with bombs later, there's more. So that's probably the right candidate. Yes, it is. And that is also grey, so there's nothing in there. So you gotta find the secret ones while you're going, which is delightful. It's nice. Claire can't hear the music, but the music is a nice. The music is a nice touch. It's kind of very pleasant to have the. You just get the, like the rhythm, the bass line or whatnot when you're just doing it normally. Not you. Actually, the last one you do, it does need to be a grey one. That one is... Yeah, that one's a normal. That's back the way it came, isn't it? That's the way it came. Because ultimately, yeah, you have to go for a grey one because you have to transition to the Sacred Meadow, which is a separate area. So we've got that. Now, we just need to be ready for trouble because you have to take on werewolves! So basically, yeah, what you want to do is just backflip away, and then you can just get them in the back. A jump attack in the back kills them instantly. So just backflip out the way, and that's absolutely
Oh, that was
fun.
Tim's from accounts.
Yeah. And yeah, the camera moves into a convenient position up here. All you're taking on now is the little spitting lads. So all we do is just, yeah, stay far enough away that they actually come out. Then just literally, if you just keep your shield up through this whole area, you have to back it up far enough away they will actually come out, otherwise they won't do anything. Then just wait for them to attack. Final one will get them. And then finish them off. If need be, use gun. And then just keep that up. There we go. Drop some health. Last one will probably get him. Get him. Nail him with the slingshot and jab. Not too difficult to deal with. Relatively complicated next to some enemies we've seen so far. You can, of course, move with your shield up if you just hold down Z targeting, which makes life easier. Easier even. But yeah, you've also got to... Sometimes the bits which are grass are just side bits. Sometimes they're actual cut throughs. There we go. Take him out. Take him out. Dead. This area is much nastier when you come back later as Adult Link, because then there's much nasty creatures in it. You have to do this area again in future. Right now, it's not so bad. And I believe we're almost through already. You've got the map down in the bottom right that I basically can show you the right way to go anyway. But yeah, if you just kind of keep Z targeting, you're fine. And then just take you out. One goes down. Straight over to the next. When you can get the lock on, do. Final one should get him. And then you can get him. Lovely. Job done. That's what you need to do with these guys. Nice and dead. And then you have a run-in. Well, technically, this is your first sight of the Forest Temple, which you wouldn't do until you're an adult. But it's nice that it gets introduced now. But you can't get up there because you need the hook shot. You also get to see Asaria, who, yeah, if you do go back to the Kokiri Forest the first time you get told, people say, oh, Saria's gone missing, she's gone to the Lost Woods. So I think you can go and see her early if you want to, but the shortcut from the Goron City makes life much easier. It is delightful that she's actually, you know, producing the music you're following, and when she sees you and stops playing, the music fades, which is really lovely. I've been waiting for you, Link. This is the Sacred Forest Meadow. It's my secret place. I feel, this place will be very important for both of us someday. That's what I think. If you play the ocarina here, you can talk with the spirits in the forest. Would you like to play the ocarina with me? No. Seems like a trap. Huh? How boring. Come on, play along! You don't get a choice. Play the cocking ocarina, forest boy. Alright. And it's another very simple one. There we go. And there we go. We have now learned our third song already. We could have had 4, because you get a bonus song straight away as well. Like, if you just want to learn songs, you can go around and learn, like, 4 songs in the first, like, couple of hours of the game, which is lovely. And yeah, now we've got Sari, who we can just speak to anytime you want to, who kind of just works as, like, a second Navi. If Navi's not providing you with good enough advice, you can now just call up Saria. Admittedly, it's odd she didn't teach you this song when she left, given she was like, oh, it's so sad we're departing. And she literally knew a song.
And I'm giving you this ocarina.
And I'm giving you an ocarina. And by the way, I know a song that would let us communicate anytime we wanted to, but I'm just not going to teach you it until you come and prove yourself or something. She definitely feels like it's odd that she just decided against teaching me that straight away. But luckily, we can just get out of here relatively quickly, because yeah, from this side, you can just climb up top and just jump over.
Tony says she's like this game's Ada Wong. She'll just pop up everywhere, no problem.
You know what? That's true. She is. There's definitely similarities with the structure of how Ada Wong works. Yeah, that's not unfair. clap.
Yeah, shout out to NB Brit who gave us $2 Australian and says John laughs like Muttley from Wacky Races.
That is fair. That's very fair. What's down this hole? There's a hole here.
Yeah, let's just jump into it.
You never know when you might find a gold. Ah, it's a fairy fountain.
Nice.
Which, obviously, it's much better if you've got balls, then you can just, like, trap them in jars.
I thought you said if you've got balls rather than bottles, because you said it really quickly.
In the event, it's much better if you can just trap these fairies in jars forever. That's by far the better option, but tragically, I don't think we can. Hey, Ted. Hey, Teddy Bear. Oh, Ted, I think we're almost at the second dungeon, so we'll do that, okay? And then we'll give you cuddles.
Burgers for us, burger hands for Ted.
Yes. Yeah, I think the fastest way to get back to Goron City at this point will probably be go back into the Lost Woods, deliberately make a mistake. Oh, the bloody owl's back again. Owl, it's fine. I did indeed learn an ocarina song. It's a very good guess. Did you by any chance learn a song in your ocarina state? I feel like you knew the answer to that already. I feel like that was too precise to be a guess. No, I learned a song on my banjo. What are you going to do about it, Hoot Boy? So, okay. If you hold the ocarina with C, yeah, there we go. The musical staff will appear. I already knew that because we saw it in the graveyard. So, you know, play a song you know. We also suggest that you play even when a score is not displayed. All sorts of fun stuff do. All sorts of fun just appears on occasion. Like you can use, Zelda's Lullaby in particular does all sorts of tiny minor interactions. Like, I think it fixes signs. Is that Zelda's Lullaby? If you play Zelda's Lullaby by a sign you've torn apart, you can reconstruct it, which is good if you accidentally broke it and you want to read it. I'm pretty sure it's Zelda's Lullaby that fixes signs. And then they, like, you know, this is why the pieces... I assume that's actually why the pieces are, like, persistent, so that they can form up again when you're done. So yeah, we're now back in Kokiri Forest. We don't want to be in Kokiri Forest, because it would be a long walk back to Death Mountain. Once you've got the various shortcuts, it's easier to do it this way. So yeah, just go through that. No, that's this, by the way. Sorry, I've gone the wrong way. But this is flipping... That is the same Skull Kid as is in Majora's Mask. That is canonically, it's been confirmed. That's the bastard who basically kills you at the beginning of Majora's Mask. Steals your mask, steals the horse, probably leads to Link's death. Given, even if you don't believe the theory that flipping Majora's Mask was all a hallucination while Link was dying after falling down that big hole, even if not, Link is dead and turned into a Stalfos in Twilight Princess when he shows up as the guide to the hero. Okay? And we know that if people who are not Kokiri come into the forest, that's what happens. They die and they turn into Stalfos. And we know that Link went into the Lost Woods to hunt for Navi at length. He died. He straight up died. That's you know what? That's just a thing. That Skull Kid screwing you over and slowing you down and keeping you in the Lost Woods longer might well have directly contributed to your death. Alright, even if you don't believe the theory I believe, which is it was all a death hallucination, which is why it's so themed around death and all the main characters keep dying and whatnot. Anyway, what I also just did... Ooh, I forgot that. Was that bonus size bag? Yeah, just get several bullseyes. Congratulations, you can now hold more Deku Seeds. Excellent. While we're passing by, you can also go down there. There's various, like, Simon Says things you can do here. I think it's this. Yep, that's the one. That is the shortcut back to the Goron Temple, which now we've opened from that side we can do. You can actually literally do this before you even leave. But because until you've done that, there's no way to cause the bombs to explode, you'd just be in Goron City and have no idea what that really means. But yes, you've now got a song that the Gorons really like, which is delightful. So now you can basically go and play Darunia a happy song, and he's happy about that. And then the best cutscene in the game happens. It's very important.
Does he dance?
He absolutely dances.
Yes.
He's a big dance though. I'm not close enough to him. I need to be close. I need to be close to him. There we go. It's a very enthusiastic dance. He's having a happy time. Darunia's dancing is the best. Darunia he is lord of the dance. Alright, he's dancing like no one's watching. You gotta love him. He's so stern and angry when you first meet him. But oh yeah. Oh, flippin' yeah. Oh, that beat. He loves it. Come on! Come on! Love Darunia. Darunia gets so into his dancing. Oh, he loves it. What a hot beat. He flippin' loves Saria's song. Whoa! Camera's doing the fun little spins. Oh.
Yeah, Camera loves it too.
Camera's into it. What a nice tune. Just like that, my depression is all gone.
Fuck.
We've cured his depression, Claire. We played him a song.
Yeah, why didn't you just play me a song?
Suddenly I wanted to dance like crazy. I'm Darunia and I'm no longer depressed. I am the big boss of the Gorons. Was there something you wanted to ask me about? And what? You want the spiritual stone of fire too? The spiritual stone of fire, also known as the Goron's ruby, is our race's hidden treasure. But hold on, I'm not just going to give it to you that easily. If you want it so badly, why don't you go and destroy the monsters inside of Dodongo's cavern and prove you're a real man?
Because you told me that it was a Goron problem and I shouldn't.
Yeah, well he's changed his mind now, his depression's been cured by the song. That way everyone will be happy again. If you do it, I'll give you anything you want, even the spiritual stone. I quite like this, because you kind of get the implication that he's kind of just saying that as like a way to get rid of you, like he doesn't reasonably expect you to do it. But you don't do it anyway, and he's actually a bit surprised by it. So I have something for you. I'm not really giving these to you in return for anything. Well, just cured your depression, mate. That's a pretty big deal. And if you wear this, even a little fella like you can pick a bomb flower using A. So there we go. We can now actually pick bomb flowers and start tossing bombs around. So we don't have to have our own supply of bombs yet, but we can start, tossing bombs around, which is very bloody convenient. So, alright, just to get the camera around the back of you. And yeah, all you have to do now is climb to the top of Goron. There's a few little things we could do around here. Like, as an example,
No!
But actually, get these ones out of the way. No, I think these ones, because they're up on the wall, we can't pick, but we can light them. Simply by flipping, getting this. We just get the fire out. And then if we just walk past these. There we go. That's how you take care of them. That takes care of that. And no, don't check. Put the thing away. Put the thing away. Link. Well, that's disappeared. But yes, thanks to those being exploded, that now opens up that. But there are no bomb flowers downstairs in the Deku tree, so we can't go into his corpse and open that just yet. There's a very bored Deku here. But there's basically nothing we can buy. Yes, Claire?
Hey, shout out to Axelfag, who says, you cured his depression. Well, that makes sense. You can't spell Saria's song without SSRIs. I thought that was...
That is a very specific joke right there. Amazing. So, okay, what we need to do now is climb back out of the Goron City, back to where we came in. Clap!
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Bethesda Holek, who's been a member for 12 months. Hey, happy 1 year in the Green Club. It feels like it's been much longer, but whatever. Happy American Holiday Day, they say. Much love to the MATN community. Just 1 month till Fall Guys.
That's true. That is true. And yeah, you can open up various bits and pieces. Honestly, I can't even remember what half of these do. Hey, this one might... Is this the one that leads to the lava thing that you can't do anything with just yet? There's also a Goron just rolling around. You have to, like, stop by tossing a bomb at the right moment at him. I think that might be about right. Yeah! There we go. First time.
Nice.
First flipping time. There's a big Goron who's just rolling about. So, why did you stop me? Don't stop me here. You can't stop my wild rolling. This wild rolling is the only way to relieve my stress.
Have you heard the song?
I can play the song.
Because it
That'll sort out
might
your
work
stress.
for generalized
Now stand in awe of my wild rolling. Apparently he's just super into rolling for some reason. I don't know why he does it. Maybe it gives you something in if you do that again as Adult Link. Yeah, there's a couple of little, like, side rooms and whatnot dotted around here if you want to, like, do a few more, do a little bit of looting and whatnot. What's in this one? So there's one right by the front door that's full of... Actually, maybe this is the room I'm thinking it is. Hello, Ted. Hey, Ted. Oh, yeah. Is this the room that's full of rocks? Well, this room's just being a dick. This room's just being a dick. You know what? Now it's a point of pride. Now it's a point of pride that I'm coming to sort this room out, because this room's bugging me now. You know, it's taking me a couple of hours, and like the old school camera has 100% is not really bothering me anymore. I've got used to it. Oh yeah, this is where Big Goron lives.
Sweetie, you want to come under?
Hello, Big Goron. I'm working on something really cool right now, but I think it's gonna take a while. If you can wait 5 or 6 years, it should be ready, okay? Yeah, come back as adult Link. He'll have something there. I'd forgotten that's where Big Goron was. Oh, good old Big Goron. Excellent. So yeah, you can just sort of blow up various bits and pieces. But yeah, we just need to mosey up to the top and head outside, because now we've got the ability to pick bomb flowers. Yeah, there's something very important we could do that's the next big thing. Clap.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Sankey Gaming, who's been a member for 36 months, and says, hey, John and Claire, I hope you're both well. John, are you planning on playing Ambrosia Sky now that it's out in full? Also, how is the Games of the Year list going?
I've not formed the Games of the Year, so I should put that together at some point. Ambrosia Sky, yeah, the thing is, when I play a demo, I very often look at, like, how the video does, decide, okay, am I going to come back and, like, revisit it? Ambrosia Sky, just not many people seem particularly interested in it, so I will probably, like, I might just, like, mention it at some point, like, you know, in passing, but I probably won't do a follow-up video, because, like, you know, like Claire was saying earlier, it's not about, it really, when I say, like, oh, a video doesn't do very well, so I'm not going to do a follow-up, it's primarily about, you know, it's not entertaining that many people, so we should do something that entertains more people. Anyway, we need to grab a bomb flower and toss it off a cliff, and nailed it first time. I'm going to destroy that sign. Oh, you know what? We can verify this. The sign has now been broken. If we go play Zelda's Lullaby to the side, does that fix it? And also, much more importantly, we have got to line up that. Okay, we've got to get rid of that. Toss that away. And then backflip off. And we got it! This is a heart piece you're not supposed to be able to get yet. You're only supposed to be able to get this as Adult Link when you've planted the magic beans and grown the magic flying leaf. But if you just backflip off the cliff up there, the same cliff that you actually, yeah, just jump off, that you toss the bomb off, you can 100% do that. So yes, there's the bomb healed, the sign healed itself. Right, just sort out the, no, sort out the sign. So, there's rocks interrupting my sign chopping. Get out of the way. Okay. There we go. There we go. There's the sign quartered. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering this right, if I'm remembering my right Zelda game or whatnot, just sign that. That's the sign. Just do the Zelda's Lullaby. Now, does that fix the sign? I think it does. Maybe I'm thinking of the Song of Healing in Majora's Mask. No! Look at that! The sign reforms! Look at that! Come on! For flipping in 1998, that's kind of fun. Actually kind of fun right there. Yeah, I'm doing meta strategy for a 26-year-old game, 100%. So, alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap up with Dodongo's Cavern, I'd say. So just toss that over to there. This is, yeah, like it's a bit longer than the first dungeon, but not really by much. And there we go. Once you've cracked that open, just to basically make sure you've got what you want. Go into, I love the giant skull, because what you've got to do ultimately is light the eyes up so the mouth opens. That gets you to the actual like final bit of the dungeon. But yeah, there's now actual fire floating around, so it's now metal shield time. You technically you can use the, but like there's lava everywhere. The lava will burn up your wooden shield, so don't use your wooden shield. Just don't. And also, yeah, you know what? I'm aware of the lava pits around here. Watch your step. And also, many enemies you can't kill yet. For the simple reason you need bombs. And we don't have bombs. So, yeah, if there's not, like, bomb flowers around, there's not much we can do. So, just avoid you. Stay away from his little laser eye. We're currently fully up. I mean, in theory, you could probably get this and get it over to him, but there's no reason to. What's more important is, yeah, just letting the bomb flowers regrow. They do regrow over time. So that's a-okay. You're going to be back in a second, buddy? Possibly waits for... Yeah, I think it waits for the first one to explode. So, yeah, if we just lock onto you, my friend, I think any bomb anywhere near... Yeah, there you go. If it just touches him, it automatically explodes, which is good. Which lets you get round to the next one if you want. And... Can I just shoot you? Yeah, you don't even need to... And he surrenders straight away. So you don't need your shield to bounce back at these guys.
I really thought there with the camera that you had just fallen in the lava.
No,
I was
no,
about
no.
to be really small.
He'll actually sell you a new Deku shield if you've burnt your old one. So this is a source of your this is a source of a new Deku shield. If you burn your old one, you need a new one because you want to use it for combat. But technically, if an enemy is striking you, you can just like do this anyway. It's fine. So yes, we've already destroyed you. That's going to get me, I think, the dungeon map. Ultimately, of course, because, you know, this is all about bombs. You get the bomb bag in this dungeon. So kind of like, you know, presents you with some enemies you can't really deal with just yet. You've just got to work around until you get bombs. But yeah, just take everything one by one. And until we've actually got, yes, bombs of our own, there'll be limits on what we can and can't do. Which is like, yes, I know how maps work. You don't need to state this every time we pick up a map, but fine. But yeah, you get back into using the Z targeting system very easily. Obviously, if you can just loop around the back of this guy, you'll probably make that jump. Yeah, nice. And that is too high. Actually, I think with an absolutely perfect backflip, you can make it up there, but that is sequence breaking. So let's not do that. Just go up to you. Toss that at you. I think that's it will detonate and kill him, I think, in a minute. Yep. And that gets me another bomb. I'll probably need the other side, so just get that around there, because I'm guessing there's going to be another thing too. Yeah, there we go. The radius on these is quite generous. Even if it kind of bonks off it, it works anyway.
It knows what you were meaning to do.
Exactly. This is the first flipping mini Dodongos. So we were told about a Dodongo infestation. Baby Dodongos are not so bad, but also hilariously will explode. They're like explosive fire-breathing creatures. So if you kill one, it can generate a chain reaction that can clear the rest of the room, which is kind of nice.
Is that only the babies or also the big ones?
Actually, the big ones do explode too, but there's tend to be less of them, so you generally can't get such a thing. What I should have actually is lead him over there. If there's one more, I'll try and lead him to... Yeah, let's lead these guys over here, right to where this thing is. Come over here. No. Yep. Link! They pop up, and then... I'm pretty sure this is just a side room, but I would like to open it anyway. Alright, fine. If you're going to be dicks about it, I guess. We can come and open that later. It's not actually important, because the actual way to go is... I think that's just a golden skulltula. I had the right plan, okay? I had the right plan. All we're doing, really, is putting a statue onto a button. That old chestnut. It did indeed outfox me. I'm going to admit I just got outfoxed by a baby explosive dinosaur. I almost had him. I'm going to blame Z targeting. That's what I've decided is. That's what I've decided is to blame for this. Oh. Yeah. Don't let Keese even get off. If you spot Keese on the walls, just shoot him. Just blast him. That's fine. And now I've got an actual fight against flipping Dinophos, which is lovely. So just going to see you. And you can just straight up. You can just attack them over and over again. I'm pretty sure he's got a friend. Yeah, he's got a friend who's going to try and come in. Just rapid fire on him. There we go. Yeah, you can just you can do whatever you want if you want to. Are you coming in now? Who's coming in next? You've both been shot. Who's coming in? You're looking a little bit more angry right now. Yeah, you're coming in. Once again, we've got flipping flashbangs. You may as well use them. I see people never using the flashbangs. It's like, why not? You've got like a functionally infinite supply of them. I see no reason why you wouldn't. This guy's about to jump over here. I'm just going to charge up my attack, ready to go. Dead. Well, not quite dead, but in a lot of trouble. And this time he's not rushing off. But yeah, these guys are quite tanky, actually. They'll keep going all day. Let's just go over and meet this guy. So let's just move over and get behind it. Excuse me. Right.
Camera, come on.
Flashbang. Right, number one dead. The other one's got to be almost dead. Where are you coming in from, friend? Where are you coming in from? Let's just lure him. We may as well just get on with looting. He doesn't pose a threat to me. Just get on with looting. Top up my health mid-fight. That's right. And freeze. And one more. Down he goes. Very tight hit. But yeah, they take quite a few hits for, like, you know, baby's little, like the first dungeon after the tutorial dungeon. Not bad at all. I think we're fine for the time being. Yeah, we're just basically looping around in a circle. Now, I'm pretty sure in this room there are actual proper bomb flowers. Yeah, there's proper bomb flowers here. And I think there's also proper dodongos. Everyone loves a dodongo. So, right, just crack you open, buddy. What were you guarding over here? I like the little extra walls behind you. Oh, yeah, this is. This is not the correct way to go, but I will never say no to a little side room. And... oh, hang on, that's... got the wrong shield out. Right, what are you selling me? Alright, you win. In return, I will sell you Deku Sticks. Okay, so basically you need Deku Sticks for the next room. I'll buy one. There's basically, yeah, moving fire about in the next room. Oh, and you get 3 hearts. That's a good deal. I'll take that.
Does it do anything if your hearts are full?
I had 1 empty heart.
Oh, okay.
I definitely had 1 empty heart. But yeah, I think there's proper Dodongos in there. Yeah, that's a proper Dodongo. They breathe fire at you. They're susceptible to bombs. You can just get behind them and hit them on the tail, which is, yeah, the ideal thing. Because when they see you, they need to stop and breathe fire. So getting behind them, and then you just need to, yeah, get a jump attack on the tail. I think in Majora's Mask they were a tiny bit tougher, actually, and they do explode with a fairly large radius when they're done. So, yeah, you can, like, you know, get the bombs around them, all the rest of it. I think there was another one. Hello. Go. Nice, but not enough for a kill. Just go around you. Nah.
Camera.
No. That was good enough. He does the spin. He tries to attack. It was actually the lamp that was screwing me over there. That's enough to get the kill. Back away. Do a little bit of looting in the meantime. Yeah, the hitboxes of where your sword doesn't swing are a tiny bit on the loose side. You know, we were in the early days, damn it. We were in the early days. Oh, and I see that fire I need to be spreading. I see the fire I need to be spreading it here. I see ya. Right. Get you over here. Face the right way before we actually begin. Like that. I see you, buddy. I see you. I see... excuse me, Mr. Dinosaur. Good enough. That opens up that. Get around the back of you. Then avoid while he spins. Just tries to attack you with fire because he can't really do anything else. And then he does a spin. But yeah, jump attack is just better if you can. But yeah, just work around him. Oh, you know what? You were tougher. Alright, chill out. And down he goes. Yeah, jump attack killed that first one. There was 4 attacks for the other. So possibly I should just give you going for nothing but the jump attacks going forward. But yeah, that's opened up. That's just light all the torches. So I haven't got the compass yet, but that is fine. And there we go. We've now looped around to the first area. But let's hit that switch, which opens up the other loop on the other side. So yeah, I think you can just backflip. I think if you get the angle absolutely perfect, I've seen people backflip onto this. And then you can just skip that entire bit of the loop. Because, Link, I know it's theoretically possible to, like, backflip if you get the angle just right. And, you know, I want to... oh, this is not the right time. It's going to go. Never mind, it went down in the lava, so that's fine. It didn't hurt me, so that's A-okay. But yeah, now we just go over to the other side and we repeat the loop for that. So yeah, we've kind of done flibbly jibble. Yeah, we've done that first loop. The other side is a much smaller thing, and then there's just the second floor as well, which is actually much smaller. So yeah, it's not a big dungeon. It's not a big dungeon at all. Like, you know, it works its way up. But I will say, I do think the dungeons are the highlight of Ocarina of Time. The dungeons have aged very well. They're still very nice, elegant dungeons, all things considered. I think they all work very nicely. And you're trying to shoot me, but that's fine. I should definitely be able to make that jump. We can make it over to here. Yeah, keep on keeping on. We've now made it over to the other side of the loop. The dungeons are excellent in this game. The dungeons are absolutely, definitely high point. Oh, I know this room. This is the bomb flower chain reaction. So yeah, we can just set off this by just putting a bomb flower there. Now we'll open up the door. But ultimately, yeah, we need to set off the bomb flower chain reaction over here. Is this the compass room by any chance? This feels like the sort of room that would be a compass room. I've been locked in by something. No, I know what you are. This is the statue room. One of these statues is actually an enemy. So So we're just going to blow him up now. Hello, which one are you? Get you. Oh. Okay, I think I've got to lead him into bombs. Oh, okay, there we go. And over here. We just need to, get some bomb. He needs to be exploded. So right. And that is pretty good. Oh, no, he's going back over there. Decided against it. Alright, well, we'll try again. Alright. I think he's got to be exploded ultimately. He can be a little bit fiddly to get the thing on. Okay. And then just lead him into this direction. Just shield. That's probably close enough. Did you just run away from the bomb? What a dick. Get back over here. Get back over here. Get back over here. You've just got to hit him again. If we actually just hit him, that will be fine. There we go. Oh, come back over here. Come on. Yeah! I got him. He now goes in for a kamikaze attack, but I think we worked around him there. He can be fiddly. He can be a little bit fiddly, but I'm pretty sure that gets us the compass, which is totally optional. You don't need it. The only thing you need is the boss key, but boss keys don't exist in this game, so you're Adult Link. There is no such thing as the big key or the boss key until you get there. If you make it to the boss's door, you made it to the boss's door. So there we go. That is officially that taken care of. We're a little bit low on health. Not that really matters. All that happens if you run out of health is you just go back to the start of the dungeon. But you still get to keep everything you already had. So yeah, you just go up here. Then we just drop you. And then we just run away. And then you get the really cool chain reaction. Yeah! Look at that shit. That's the good stuff right there. And all of the stairs come crumbling down. Flippin' love it. And Claire's enjoying cat pictures at the same time.
Yeah, just sharing them with the chat. So if you want cat pictures, they're all in the chat right now.
Cat pictures of the chat.
And a really interesting question.
Go.
From Rob, who gave us $5. What other franchises would make a good D&D based video game like KOTOR did for Star Wars?
Oh, that's difficult. I don't know if I know enough about D&D to be able to say that sort of thing. Like, you know, I live in hope maybe one day Larian will be handed the Fallout license and can make a spin-off. That can make a spin-off that's a true RPG in the
like a futuristic setting for a D&D game.
Yeah, would be super cool. Let's honestly, Fallout I think would work just fine. I doubt it'll ever happen. But you know, given Bethesda aren't going to do Fallout 5 for a decade, why not let someone else do a spin-off at the same time? I see no reason why not, but okay. We live in hope. We live in hope. Also, you can't lock onto... I don't know why you can't lock onto gold skulltulas. You just can't. You've got to manually aim at them.
So it's a little harder?
Well, they make a very big chunk, 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 chunk noise. So like, it's not like you don't know where they are. You definitely know where they are. But for some reason, you can't look onto them. Every other room in the game you can look onto, but you can't look onto them. So yeah, we've now made our way upstairs. Yeah, we're now upstairs. Is this another dueling room, by the way? Oh, yeah, this looks like a dueling room to me, but it's another one of... Oh, it's another one of these. Okay, before we wake these guys up... Take out the take out the keys first. There we go. Oh, he got me on the way back down. He got me on the way back down. I'll give him. Right, that's you guys dead. Right. Now we need to figure out who's the. Well, you're definitely really an enemy. And go. Oh, come on. Walk in this direction. Go in this direction. Is that going to be close enough? Not quite. And then he's going to... He's going back home. He's got bored. He's got bored. Right, go back over here. Yeah, that's right. Back over here. Next one. That's definitely woken him up. You've now woken up too. Go. That feels like that should be close enough. Come on, just go. Come this way. Come this way. Yeah! Got ya. These guys are tricky. Then just roll away from him while he's trying to explode. You, meanwhile, just need to be pushed out the way. He's dead. Possibly, can I just open the door by pushing the switch? I'm not sure I need to kill all these guys. I definitely opened some of them. Yeah, I'm not sure these guys even need to all die. There might be one more in here, but if so, I don't care. There's not even a treasure chest in here, and I would know because there is a flipping thing. So, right. Hello. Lock on. Slingshot. Just got that there. Almost took damage in this challenge run of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You only live once. So, right, just get over to here. Ooh, you know what? I think if I just go straight, it'll be safer. We just go straight over now rather than attempting to shoot that guy. There's no reason. He doesn't need to die. I know if he's going to activate something. And now we're in the bomb room. We're now officially in the bomb room, which is full of rapidly moving, sharp, pointy things. Everyone hates the museum of rapidly moving, sharp, pointy things. So, yep, that's absolutely fine. We can use Z targeting to peer around the corner, which is, yep, very useful, actually. So, yep, don't worry, Navi. I'm aware. I'm aware we need to get through this room, then up the other side. And then through here.
It's like Robot Wars, but they put a squishy link in the middle.
Yeah. Now I just need to pull you out, purely so I can use you as a way of getting up top. Get to here. Is there anything up here? There is actually more health under there if you want it, which is delightful. We don't need that. All we need to do is clamber up to the top of the room here. Now there is a... Yeah, this is over here. So, okay, hang on. If I just do a backflip, that gets me onto here. Now I just need to time a throw correctly. Wait for it to be almost exploding. Go! Nice.
Very good.
And I got the heart as opposed to that. Now climb, 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 climb. Right, that gets me over to here. Come on, camera. That should be fine to grab onto that. Not sure whether I need this room or not. This is no. This feels like this might be important. I think this is a way of looping around. Always go the wrong way because I always assume the inversion is the reverse of what it is, but it is not. Right, straight through here. I think there might be more dino babies in here, and take both of them out with a spin attack. Not a bad way of dealing with them. And then just move. Once you've hit them, just move. It's one hit, then move, because they will explode. But yeah, that spin attack was stylish.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Okay, and now we have got ourselves another dino false. But yeah, as they come in, hit him with a spin attack. And then he tries to do another spin, and then he backs away. But yeah, as they come in, just hit him with a spin, which is, I believe, double damage. I think the spin is double damage as well as the jump attack. And then, yeah, once you've hit them and they try and get behind you, just go in for the... Then just go in for the block. Yeah. And the block. Because they're so much taller than you. A shield that works from above works as a block, which is hilarious. So, yeah, they're just going to come in, just charge that. Sadly, I don't have magic yet. It would be nice if I had magic, but I don't. It comes. Do that. Block. Attack. Block. Attack. Dead. Easy. All you gotta do is, yeah, bear in mind that their attacks can't get... A shield held dumbly above your head actually works for these guys. There's nothing they can do about it. Attack. Block. Attack. Block. Dead. Easy. Very, very nice indeed. And I can top up my health with a couple of hearts over here as well. Claire, why don't I just grab those and then mosey back to where we were?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a couple of questions about questions and comments about the Analogue 3D.
Oh yeah. I hope they're not technical because I don't know what BVM stands for. Never mind the rest of it.
No, they're not at all.
Excellent.
Chris points out that the reason that it is not illegal for this product to
that's
exist
interesting. Yeah.
Is N64 does not have copy protection, which is the big legal risk for emulating modern consoles. The Analogue 3D was reverse engineered, which is a legally protected method of creating a machine.
Yeah,
so
nice.
That's super interesting. Tom wanted to know, and now that you have this device, any chance of a video or live stream of either Space Station Silicon Valley or Body Harvest?
You know what? I was thinking about both, but there is one other thing I want to do first. That is probably going to be a week on Saturday. Something that I think is more important insofar as... I mean, I think Space Station Silicon Valley and Body Harvest are both fascinating, like, artifacts of a better universe where Rockstar made a much better game and the most exciting, sexy game in the world is not just run away from cops, do crime. They did way more creative games like Body Officer and Space Age Silicon Valley. If those have been bigger successes and that was like the biggest game in the world right now, that'd be much better. But there is one other N64 game that I think was so many decades of its time, we still haven't caught up to it. And it was a flop that didn't really sell very well, and I need to rant about it for a bit. Anyway, we've got flipping bombs. And those go down on the D-pad, obviously. Let's not go flipping bananas here, people. We all know that's how this works, okay?
Where do bananas go on the D-pad?
They would go, sorry, on the C buttons. They would go on right, because they'd be a temporary item.
Yeah,
so
they
would go right. There is a chest in here, but you know, I'm not, like, 100%ing every minor chest. And more importantly, we have now got the ability to get up and down. But way better, we got, like, one of the coolest moments in basically any cool moment. Like, there's loads of cool moments where the dungeon all comes together, but this is actually my favourite, I think. Which is, you've got to very literally light up the eyes of the Dodongo by dropping bombs into its eye sockets. Is that getting me close enough?
That's
yeah.
So cool.
You have to drop bombs from above to make its eyes light up, and the camera kind of, you know, gets into a good spot to, like, it suggests you that would be a good thing to do. You want to kind of drop them off the edge. That's definitely right at the spot. Right spot. Once you get both eyes, the mouth drops open, the camera falls, the mouth opens, and you can get through to the area where the boss lives in the back of the Dodongo's throat.
That's cool.
It's so cool. It is like the coolest. It's the coolest little way of introducing that area. I absolutely adore it. So, right, we've also got one more thing over here, which is probably nothing of note, but I'm going to get it anyway. All we need for the boss is bombs. Would you believe in the bomb dungeon? The game's like, hey, try using bombs. Bombs might be a good idea, eh? That's literally just money. That is functionally worthless. But there is nothing worth buying it in Ocarina of Time. This is a problem in many Nintendo games. No, just drop down. Just drop down. Drop, drop. No, don't climb back up. Drop, 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 drop. Thank you. Go past the eye. Roll straight on down. And then straight through here, up the Dodongo's throat. Honestly, I find it a bit disappointing that the Dodongo's throat doesn't lead straight to the boss room. There's actually a tiny little bit of dungeon left to do to actually let you get into the right area. And, by the way, where are you? Where are you? I know you're coming. Ah! You did set me on fire. Well done. There's one more as well. I hear him coming. Where are you? Where are you? Come on. I heard you. Or at least I thought I heard you. There you go. Oh, no, you're coming in. Block. He's coming from above. Yeah, that's right. Shoot him on the way out. Gotcha. Knew you were there. So yeah, the boss room's here, but we need to actually go and activate a lift to actually activate him. So we've got to go, yeah, this way. We've got to loop around to push that block off there so we can open the boss door. Honestly, I find this bit really weird. I don't know why this bit even exists. I'd feel like, you know, you walk through, you've lit up the giant skull's eyes, the mouth is opened, you can access the flipping. Oh, you're coming in. I hear you. That's fine. Then just lock on, and then oh, okay, fair enough. I'm being tag teamed, and I'm out of seeds. That's fine. We'll make do without. There's probably a few more mini dinos down over here. I feel like this is sort of the area they might come out in, or not. You know, fair enough. I was incorrect. Loop around, loop up, get up top. This feels important. Yeah, that gets me over to there. There's an explodable surface there. That's probably just a flipping, actually, I know it's not a chest. And there we go. There's a fairy. If I had a flipping, a bottle, that would be of use. But I don't, so that's a shame. Right, well, I can now get up here at least. So, let's see if I can get that throw right. Oh, I fluffed the throw. Come on. Shallow angle. Shallow angle. Yeah, that's the shit. A nice shallow angle means that works. No, it's not. Oh, there's room here. I forgot there was room here. Yeah, I forgot that that's how the map demonstrates itself. You know what? If there's a tiny room here, I'm saying into a tiny room. Okay, well, I feel like I know what you're about to do, good sir. He actually. Oh. That got him. What was that little boop, 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 boop? I feel like that happened. Ah, it was because I killed a Skulltula. Right, there was a Skulltula. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't. That's what the bloop was it? But he's not dead. So yeah, he's not dead. But the rest of the Skulltula is dead. Am I up to? Oh, there was actually a bomb drop there. Lol. I'm up to. Hang on. Oh, 9. Not 10.
9 or what?
9 skull. Oh, that's reset. Oh, that's rude. Well, that's fine. If more keys come in, the bats, then oh, gosh darn it, I didn't get into cover quite in time. You know what? Just get around them. Get around them. Just run. Just run. Just run. The fairy might have reached out. I can't believe that stupid block reset its position. It's rude. There is a fairy here to max out your max out. Fairy. 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 That was rude. Hey, Ted. Ted, you're okay. Hopefully there'll be more fairies or more hearts in these pots. Yeah, there was a heart there. Hearts are reliable. Hearts won't let you down. Teddy bear, what's up, honey bun? Sorry for the sudden woof. There we go. Get out here. Just push you down. Pull you over. That's no. Grab and pull. I hear him coming in. Ah, screw you. There we go. Got one. And the other one was further away. So we just push you straight in. If you hear the music go into... Oh, he's coming in. Lock. Attack. Gotcha. Sorry for sudden wolf. Yeah, Ted's going after the fairy. That's fair. Ted was trying to catch that fairy for me. He was being a good boy.
Yeah.
Hi, Ted.
And I was rewarded by a good toy. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you want to play tug?
Got that. Oh, little tug. But yeah, all we need for the boss is bombs. We got bombs. We're golden. I like this boss, by the way, which is, yeah, all you've got to do as a starting point is literally just blow up that. And it even gives you extra bombs just to make sure you're not going in without bombs. There are bomb flowers, I believe, in the arena, but it's much more fiddly. So, yeah. Game's just like, you know what? We'll make absolute mega double sure you've got flipping bombs for this bomb by literally putting a chest with bombs in the boss arena. Yeah, you've got no choice but to drop down. This boss is pretty simple. He's a fun boss. He's one of my faves, actually. Like, a boss doesn't have to be hard to be really fun. This is a really fun boss. It's a giant infernal dinosaur!
Oh, that's cool.
And all you've got to do is toss a bomb in his mouth. That's it. He is weak to bombs like all Dodongos, but yes, all you've got to do is toss a bomb in his mouth. He's super simple. Infernal Dinosaur King Dodongo. He's great. I love him. Literally just run away from him. And when he starts breathing in his thing, yeah, there we go. Bomb goes in. He falls to the ground. And then just literally roll, get to one side, block if need be, and follow him. He'll kind of go to the other side of the room. He'll get himself set back up again. And in a second, he'll try and breathe in. Bomb. Toss. The swallow animation is really good. And jump attack, and that's it. 2 hits done. Deku sticks. Never use the Kokiri sword against bosses. Use Deku sticks. That was a 2-hit finish. I think he's normally a 3-round boss. Done in 2. In fact, possibly that's because that first hit was already. I think he just kind of, yeah, he gets dizzy and rolls into the lava. Super cool animation. He actually rolls into lava and gets like turned into ash. And then I think his skull actually stays there, and you can go and visit it later. I think his skull is now permanently part of this area, which is super cool. And as a result, also the lava like burns out or something.
Can you all hear Ted doing his little puppy growls?
Yeah.
Puppy hi.
It's a great boss. He's a really fun boss. I love him. Absolutely love him. Let's get that. Step inside. Out you go. Job 2 done. Oh, Ted.
Yeah, he's getting cuddle attack, which is tickles on his tongue.
Cuddle attack.
He loves.
Oh, I love this cutscene as well. Link's just, you know, minding his own business. Good old Linkathon. And just Darunia just barrels down from above. I love her. Oh, it's me, Darunia. Well done. Just slapping Link to the ground. Thanks to you, we can once again eat the delicious rocks from Dodongo's cavern until our stomachs burst. And what a wild adventure. It will make an incredible story. And I can't believe Dodongo suddenly appeared in such great numbers. And that big rock blocking the cave. All this trouble must have been caused by that Gerudo thief Ganondorf. He said, give me the spiritual stone, only then will I open the cave for you. You, on the other hand, risked your life for us. So okay, as a result, kid, I like you. How about you and I become sworn brothers? No, there's no big ceremony involved. Just take this as a token of our friendship. And there we go. Straight away, we get the Goron's Ruby. So yeah, up to 2 spiritual stones already, which is delightful. Unfortunately, yeah, the third dungeon to actually get the 3rd spiritual stone, Jabu Jabu's belly, is probably the weakest in the game. Like, I don't know if people agree with that. I think Jabu Jabu's belly is probably the least interesting. I mean, some people don't like the Forest Temple. I think the Forest Temple is like... I think the Forest Temple is really good at establishing, hey, shit's just got a bit more real. Like, you know, things are a bit more, you know, dark and sinister and creepy. And the Stalfos fight is really cool that you have to deal with. I think that's really cool. Fire Temple's great. Water Temple, I really like. I mean, it's difficult in terms of you can get lost, but I don't think it's poorly difficult. Shadow Temple's a bit underwhelming. Spirit Temple's great. Like, maybe the Shadow Temple, you could argue, is the weakest dungeon, but I think the big boat ride kind of salvages that. And the atmosphere of, like, the guillotines and stuff.
Guillotines?
There's giant guillotines because it's the Shadow Temple of Death and Execution, and it's around the back of the graveyard. We saw it in the background. They're not fun guillotines. They're attacking you, not the aristocracy.
All guillotines are fun guillotines.
If you're trying hard enough.
Put your mind to it.
Collected 2 spiritual stones, just 1 more to find. There we go. Brother, you keep brushing up on your skills as you travel, won't you? And you should go see the Great Fairy on top of Death Mountain. She'll power you up. Hey everybody, let's see off our brother! And in come more Gorons to give you more terrifying murder cuddles. God love the Gorons. You did great! How about a big Goron hug, brother? And Link runs screaming off into the distance, trying to get away from all the Gorons. Which is delightful. You know what, let's actually wrap up by climbing to the top of Death Mountain and actually seeing the Great Fairy. Just to see how ridiculously obscene she is. Now we've slightly increased, you know, resolution and whatnot.
What?
She was dicey. She was dicey already. But we'll give it a go and see how we feel about her. Right there. The Great Fairies were dicey in a way, yes. Right, get over to you. That's a little bit further down. Right, that did a little bit of damage there. Didn't even need to destroy you. But that's absolutely fine. All we need to do is, yes, another well-timed bomb toss here. So I think that's about right. Oh, I got that a little bit too late. Just, yeah, I think that the timing on these bombs is less than... Come on, is actually shorter than the bomb flowers quite significantly. There we go. There we go. Nailed it. You've got to blow your way up the mountain, which is what stops you doing this earlier. And also the volcanic eruption. There is a volcanic eruption. Also,
Yeah, that'll do it.
underneath this rock, which is, you know, always welcome, there's cows. There's just cows in this hole on this mountain. Everyone loves the cow. Good old cow. By any chance, is that sort of gold tunnel, is that?
That looks like a golden wasp tunnel nest, but whatever.
Anything. Weird. Well, that's fine. If you've got the right mask, you can speak to the cow, and if you play the cow opponent's song, which is the song from the ranch, it produces milk for you.
Very Oreo.
Which is delightful. Very
Just
delightful.
Like, I'm gonna put on my mask and speak to animals.
Yeah.
Speak to all the animals.
And yeah, now we can just basically go up to the top of Death Mountain. However, every time you get close to approaching Death Mountain, it starts erupting. So you've got to, like, you know, during the eruptions, you've just got to hide under your shield. This works, somehow.
It does really look like it. Like number one, they're all aiming at you.
Yeah. And hilariously, yeah, as long as you're hiding under your shield, you take 0 damage. You can just basically say screw this and just run straight through it. But the eruptions come in little bursts. It's amazing. Yeah, this is how volcanoes work. If you just sort of hide under your shield, you take no damage from volcanic eruptions. Absolutely 100% safe. Don't even worry about it. And then just go. One more needs to be dealt with. There are others as well, but it does. The volcano's kind of aiming at you. It's definitely true. I hope I've got. I'm probably not actually got enough seeds to take out all the skulltulas, because it stops when you get sufficiently close to the wall. It only happens when you're around here. I think if I get over to here, I might have to let this one wear off, but then that'll be the end of it. Yeah, there it is. I think it just ended prematurely.
Do you just climb that wall?
You'll need to take out the spiders. In a perfect world, would actually drop. And no, I was about to say if they drop seeds, that'd be ideal. But if it's only 1 seed to kill for a kill, that's actually fine. The problem, if you get too close to them, they'll go purple, and then they'll charge you, and they'll knock you off. So the better option is... Ooh, oh. Hello. Hi. Yeah, take them out. We'll take you out from here. You can kind of use the string as like a targeting... There you go. That's positive bare minimum. I think that should be all of them.
Whilst you climb, we had a really interesting question in chat earlier from Rocket Rooster Films. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to answer that. Might be spoilers for next video. But top 5 N64 games. I know.
Banjo-Kazooie would be up there. Majora's Mask would be up there. Ocarina of Time would be up there, but probably Majora's Mask would be behind that.
He's put down the controller, by the way, so that he can count on his fingers. That's how important that is.
Body Harvest and Space Station Silicon Valley absolutely should both be up there. I like Diddy Kong Racing, but not enough for it to be on that list. Hello, sweetheart. I sense a cat.
There is a cat.
Hello, I'm being picked apart by a cat. Hello. And one special obscure game that we shall talk about another time. A week on Saturday. A game that is decades of its time and most games haven't caught up. An RPG mechanic so perfect, I'm shocked it didn't become standard. Genuinely. A game that is actually shockingly good. And you've probably never heard of it. Truly shocking. Anyway, we just play Zelda's Lullaby because that is, there was a Triforce on the ground. And we get to see, yeah, you know what? Perfect Dark should be right up there too. Perfect Dark should be right up there too. That's very fair. Perfect Dark, purely for the combat simulator and the bot. Like, 8 bots. That's intelligent. Yeah, it's the Boopy Ivy Fairies.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah,
they're pretty,
totally.
Wearing also, very.
Oh, she's got cone boobs and cone butt.
Yeah, and she's also got very long boots as well. She's wearing the very sexy fairies. And I'm gonna grant you a sword technique. Receive it now. There we go. It was Lara. You're right, Lara Croft boobs right there. Look, we didn't have the polygons to do round boobs, okay? We were a generation away from round boobs. Boobs were cones or they weren't there at all. We took cones and we were happy with them.
We had round bombs. It's only like a letter away from round boobs.
There we go. You now got a magic charged up spin attack, which is very useful, especially against enemies like the Dinofolks that take turns, so you've got time to charge up the attack while they're coming in. Very useful. Gotta love the Great Fairies fountains right there. Very, very good indeed. And in theory, now you've got bombs, you can actually immediately go and get Din's Fire from the castle grounds. You can just go and get that. So you can get your first actual proper full magic spell. Honestly, you don't need it. All the spells in this game are kind of just bonuses. Din's Fire is useful, unlike for, say, accessing the Shadow Temple, for example. But whether you actually ever need it mechanically... but yeah, you even get told about Din's Fire right there, which is very useful. You get told about, the Great Fairy spell. Din's Fire is fun, but do you need it? No. There's not one time in the game you actually need any of the spells. Farrell's Wind is kind of useful. Nehru's Love is fine. But yeah, you get a Magic Meter now. Charge up a little spin. Just a bit more power, but more importantly, charge up for a little bit longer. And... much bigger spin!
Oh, that's cool.
Very, very nice indeed. There we go. we have now officially made it to the top of Death Mountain. You can kind of like, you know, look down, etc., etc. Though, what am I hearing? Hang on.
It's a spider. That looks like a spider.
Where?
Okay, turn around the wheel. There.
That's a rock.
Well, I don't know. You were moving really fast.
Where's that spider? I'm definitely hearing. Is that one up here? Oh. I felt a bit... No, those are regular skulltulas. Apparently the regular skulltulas make the same noise. I thought those were... I thought that was a gold skulltula. But apparently not. So, okay, that's fine. Luckily, we can demonstrate you can just work around these guys. Because if they're not facing you with their mouths, they can't actually see you. So yeah, unfortunately, those are regular ones. And thankfully, the owl can actually give you a lift back down to Kakariko, which is really nice. So yes, you still don't really look like the hero who will save Hyrule. Well, excuse me, I'm doing my best, okay? I've been doing this, I've been a hero for like 3.5 hours, and I've got 2 of the 3 spiritual stones. I think I'm doing a good job. So yeah, just literally, take care of that. And there we go, you get to go.
I mean, I know we've said this before, but why couldn't the owl get him to Mount Doom in the first place?
Yeah, exactly. I like the little owl cutscene you get when you kind of get taken. Just kind of, you know, just enjoy going on a little ride.
And petting your cat.
Hello. Actually, you know what? Down the bottom of Mount Doom, I think that might be right at the start, right into Kakariko Village. I think there might be a gold skulltula in like the first thing. Yeah, he drops you on the roof, by the way, which is super cute. You get dropped off on the roof. Super cute. And I think that means if you drop off here very carefully, that means you can get into, yeah, this side room, which gets you a heart piece that's locked in with a cow. Excellent. We've only collected 2 of those, so we're not close to a new heart container just yet. We're doing as badly at gathering heart containers as Tim did.
Wow.
Fucking Tim, man. But I think there's like one right on the trail of Death Mountain. Then we can see we can actually heal one person. We could heal a person, one of the people inside the spider house, which would be lovely. Claire.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, we actually caught up.
Caught up on Super Chat.
Oh, you were suggesting I'd left you miles behind.
No. Just the last few questions we've had are from chats, not super chats, but
yeah.
I did see another interesting question from chat from Captain Punch.
Okay.
Who wanted to know like what you think now, having played it, of the Analogue 3D. Is it worth getting, and does it accept modern controllers?
It's an expensive bit of kit. It is, and actually, I'm using right now. I'm using the 8-bit Doom Ghibli Gibble. So, like, in that sense, yeah, I suppose it's. Oh, hang on. Am I going to be capable of getting that? Is that literally unavailable until I get the boomerang? Oh, that's hilarious! I think that's literally ungettable without the boomerang. Yeah, because there's no way to get to it. It's too high up.
Oh, you can't,
No!
Well, I was gonna say you can't get it with the slingshot, but you're out of...
No, slingshot doesn't bring things down. You need the boomerang to get... I forgot you actually need the boomerang on. Here's the thing. What struck me after I got the Analogue 3D is, though I think it's a really cool, impressive bit of kit, and assuming it works for you, because like some people, they look at this, they don't like it, they don't like the effects of it. I do, because I can just, my eyes be like, yeah, you know what, this is what it looked like, that's fine. But I think the thing is, a large number of N64 games, like some of the biggest, most important N64 games, are already technically available on Nintendo Switch Online. Which is much easier, just, you know, buy it, play them straight away on your Switch. Like, you know, huge numbers of games are now available, and more will come over time. So technically, in that regard, you could say, okay, the number of games you would need to play this is relatively limited. Like, you could say that therefore is bad value. Hang on, I've forgotten the Cooking Sun song. I was about to say I need to make it night, and I've forgotten my Sun song. I thought I had the Sun song there. Hang on, I've got my notes all wrong. Sun song is right down up. I got that the wrong way round there. Sorry. That sounds more like it. So you could argue it represents relatively less value in that regard. It is an expensive bit of kit. I like it, but and I'm sure there's got to be. There's got to be a golden... There's got to be
You can climb the wall.
Huh? Was that climbable?
Yeah. But, like, yeah, also...
And there's another one I definitely can't get to, you bastards.
I think it also depends, like, you know, maybe... I mean, it's all... Like, you've got all of these N64 games. Like,
Yeah.
you've got the original cartridges in the box. You've got them all lined up, like, as a decoration in your office.
I do.
This is something that matters to you.
Yeah.
And you have those games. So, obviously, you could get it on the Switch. You'd have to buy them again.
Yeah. Oh, no, you
buy
just...
the pass.
Yeah, you buy the
right?
pass, then it's and then you don't really own them because it's an ongoing subscription
Exactly.
thing. You don't actually
But like
own
if you
them at that
already
point.
owned, you know, it's like you might just like want to be playing your original cartridges
Yeah.
with your original saves
Yeah, true.
and be able to see.
Aha! You're an easier one. You know what? You're going to be hit by the ultimate mega attack.
Nice.
That's definitely 10. There we go. That one was much easier than the various ones I actually just got. And I believe that means the first family member should now be safe.
Nice.
We can now go in and say hi. Okay, who's happy to see me? Yay! They do a little happy dance. The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. I think this is the adult's wallet, right? Yep, the adult's wallet. So you can carry 200 rupees, not just 99. And as time goes by, that can be quite useful. The only big one is the giant's wallet. And the rest of them are, like, you know, just still kind of monsters for the time being. There'll be, I think, yeah, it's 20, 30, 40, and 50 and 100. Because, yeah, there's 4 more for 20, 30, 40, 50. Then there's nothing till the main guy in the middle, who is completely worthless, not bothering with, because he gives you nothing but money. But by the time you've got 100 Skulltulas, you've done every area in the game. There's nothing left to buy. You've done everything. So, yes, there's really not a huge amount of point to that, to be honest. I think it's not so much that. So let's get some music back. Let's get some music back, just doing the sun song, immediately getting it back to being daytime. Which is definitely as it should be. There we go. That's nice, Kakariko. But yes, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start wrapping things up right about there. We'll just have the lovely Kakariko theme in the background. Just kind of love Kakariko theme's a lovely theme. The score in this game is excellent. The dungeon design is still excellent. The score is still excellent. Yeah, like I think, you know, if you're really into this era of gaming, it's a nice thing to have. It's not essential. There are, you know, technically it would be much cheaper for you to buy an original CRT television and set that up with an original N64. That would be much cheaper. And given we're literally, you know, using settings on this thing to create an artificial replication of a CRT monitor, you could just get a CRT monitor. Like, it would probably be cheaper just to buy a CRT monitor and do that. It's a nice little bit of kit to have. For me, it's useful because obviously it's got the modern outputs, so I can like pipe this via an HDMI cable into my capture device, which is how you're seeing it right now. So for someone who makes videos, it's of use in that regard. Like, I think it's an expensive luxury that you might think is worth it, but I think for most people, it's not necessary. I don't think it's necessary. But I think it's better than I expected, because I was so suspicious of this thing. If you're on Twitter, you've seen I've been suspicious of it a long time. It's like, why are you not showing any footage of it? Why have you shared nothing about this thing? It's, yeah, but this company's generally legit. Well, that's true, but they're not acting legit. Why are they hiding this thing? Why don't they want me to see it? It's supposed to ship next month. Why have we not seen a single bit of footage of it in action? But you know what? It works. It works
Maybe
nicely.
they're just trying to not talk about it to avoid Nintendo being mad.
I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
For me, I think it's lovely. It works really nicely. It was a bit annoying as a UK person that it showed up without compatible power stuff, so it needs to order separate power stuff.
Yeah, like, I mean,
you
I
know.
suppose if you have been waiting this long, they could have, like, let you know ahead of time what you needed or included it in for the price that it is.
If you know, like, if you're like a CRT aficionado and you know, like, how to, like, settle the settings and you understand what overclocking might do, etc., to get the best performance out of your games, great. If you're like into like importing the Japanese games that never came into the UK, I know this thing is not region locked, so you can play games that never came over. We never got Ogre Battle in Europe, I don't believe, but if you were to import American Ogre Battle, you could finally play Ogre Battle 64. Good for you. That might be important to you.
Yeah, I mean, this was aside
did we
from
get Ikaruga and Sin and Punishment? I can't remember whether the UK ever got those.
But aside from the American plugs and stuff,
Yeah.
Would you say that was pretty much plug and play?
Yeah, pretty much plug and play.
So
Yeah.
that's also
Honestly, the more complicated thing was getting the 8-bit do controller thing to cooperate with it. That took a minute. Once that was set up and they'd sync together, that's fine. Yeah, it's a nice bit of kit, but it's definitely a luxury, and I would never go around saying, oh yeah, if you had an N64 and you enjoyed it, you should get this. Like, okay, you have to be pretty into your N64 or into your idea of game preservation to think this is it's expensive. And I think it's always going to be expensive because they only make 3.5 of them a year, and then they sell out in 30 seconds. So the price is never going to come down. I like the controller. The controller is nice. The controller is a nice thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
It takes a bit of getting used to because the Z triggers aren't where you think they should be, because obviously they used to be like placed like a gun on the N64 controller, but now they're more like R2, L2 positioning.
Law Revolution says they might not have the rights to show the actual games.
It's, you know what, that's theoretically possible.
But like, okay, I don't know how difficult it is to acquire a CRT monitor or whatever, but I will say when I was at university these many years ago,
yeah,
and I had my parents' old like boxy TV.
Yeah.
Like, this was when we were just.
Do you remember
starting to
that
get
giant
flat screen.
TV I had in my
Yeah.
first flat with
Yeah, I
Sophie,
do.
which was so huge it couldn't go on a table because it would break the table, so it had to be on the ground, and it was super wide, but it was as deep.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
That
But what I was going to say
fucking
was,
massive TV.
when I was at university, I had the right TV just because this was the era that we were in.
Yeah,
But like, I went on very early eBay
yeah,
and bought a Mega Drive
yeah.
and
Nice.
and some controllers, right? And I
Nice.
had my mates over when we were, like eating pasta because we had no money for anything else.
Yeah,
And playing the Mega Drive because I really wanted a Wii, but I couldn't afford a Wii.
you did eventually get a French Wii,
I did eventually get a French Wii, which is what we used to
and
mod
you
Project
eventually
Dolphin.
got to play
Right.
Raymond et le pain insonné.
Crétin,
Sorry.
which whatever.
Yeah.
It's not offensive in French.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did play a lot of Raven and the Raving Rabbit
Yeah.
on it.
Nice.
But
Nice.
like, it was quite cheap and it provided hours of entertainment as we failed at Sonic the Hedgehog because it was hard.
Yeah, it really depends on which games you want to play as well, because like I'm saying, like, there's so many ways to play Ocarina of Time these days. You can play Ocarina of Time on Switch Online. They released Ocarina of Time as a bonus disc on the GameCube. There was Ocarina of Time, which had a 3D remake on the 3DS. Like, there are no shortage of ways of playing Ocarina of Time. That is fine. Like, other games, like the one I'm going to be showing you a week on Saturday, are functionally lost to history and will never be resurrected. Skies of Arcadia I had to emulate because that is lost to history, and apparently Sega are terrified of love and money. Hence why they're not re-releasing it on PC, the bastards. So, some stuff is lost forever. But then sometimes weird stuff shows up. Like, literally, I just was looking over the list of games available on Nintendo Switch Online. Iggy's Wrecking Balls is in there. Who the fuck ever sat down and said, you know what? I really wish in the year 2025 I could play Iggy's Wrecking Balls. Jesus Christ. Iggy's Wrecking Balls. Who would have... Why is that? That game wasn't very good. It was a weird experiment. It wasn't very... If you want a weird experiment that was good and the sort of interesting, Wet Tricks. I think I've put Wet Tricks on the channel before, if I recall correctly. Wet Tricks was a good experiment. Iggy... No! If you think you loved Iggy's Wrecking Balls, you're mistaken. You're having some sort of false memory syndrome right now.
Listen, it was me!
Nobody loved Iggy's Wrecking Balls. It was not a good game. I'm not having this. You might as well stand up and say I enjoyed Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. It's one of those games no one liked.
You know what was good though? The 13 remaster.
Shut up, Claire. Blast Core is acceptable. Blast Core is on Nintendo Switch Online, I'm pretty sure. And Rare Replay. Loads of old N64 games came back through Rare Replay, which is still available and you can play. That's absolutely fine. Like loads of N64 games are accessible. Some aren't. If, like me, some of the ones you really care about are not accessible at all, maybe that's the case for this. But this is a luxury-ass purchase, let's be honest. In fact, honestly, I'm pretty sure I ordered this either before Nintendo Switch N64 was the thing, or when there were way less games on it. Like, in the intervening 2 years since I pre-ordered it and it coming out, arguably the case for it has gone down, because there are now more ways to play N64 games, but those will not be forever. That will be shut down eventually. Rogue Squadron, very good. Rogue Squadron, excellent game. Definitely made a video of the original Rogue Squadron. Foggy as fuck, you can't see what the fuck is happening, but it's a good game.
I will mention, though, I've been keeping a close eye on chat, and I believe the game for next Saturday
has not been mentioned by anyone.
That's
because no one knows about it apart from me. I was the only person that bought it. They were crying over at the publisher like they sold only one copy, and it was me. No one's played this game but me, and it's so ahead of its time. Decades ahead. The systems in that game, insanity. That they didn't pick that. I've never seen them again since. In 25 years! And next week, I finally get to tell you all about it. I have my moments of just yelling, why didn't you fuckers buy this? This could have been successful! It's not Quest 64, don't worry. It's not Quest 64. People still failing to figure it out. We need to go and... Oh, Aiden Chronicles. It's not Aiden Chronicles. It's not Aiden Chronicles. Sphere Tetris. Wait, what was that called? That wasn't Bio Tetris, was it? What was that Sphere Tetris called?
I don't know.
I can't remember what it was called now. I know what you mean, but it's not that. No one's gonna get... It's not Iggy's Wrecking Balls! Wasn't a good game!
I love how you're giving him more balls to wreck with.
Yeah, you should be stumped. You're literally no one's ever heard of this game! Okay, we're gonna go eat some burgers.
Maybe if you didn't wait until December 2025 to make a video, it would have sold better.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't upload a video on my YouTube in 1999 or something. Tetris World. Yeah,
Stop giving them clues, John.
There was that weird bloody... There wasn't a Metal Gear game on the N64. You're thinking of Twin Snakes on the GameCube, and I hate Twin Snakes on the GameCube. Tetrasphere, that was the one. We're gonna go eat burgers now. We're gonna go eat burgers now. Wait, Iggy's Wrecking Balls wasn't a FIFA dream? Oh dear. Oh, Robot on Wheels. Now that's a competent platformer. That deserved better than God. You know what actually is available on Steam? Glover is available on Steam. Glover's available on Steam, and what I especially love about Glover is when it was reviewed in N64 magazine, I think it was Martin Kitts, or was it Andrea Ball? One of them wrote the review, and it was handed over to, like, an editor to, like, do a pass on it. And the man just had a stroke or something while he was editing it, because it was turned into absolute gibberish that makes... the sentences don't make sense.
That's terrifying.
It's horrifying. And you read this review, and the entire introduction that goes on several paragraphs literally doesn't make sense. It's actually amazing. It's truly... I wonder if I can find it.
Okay, burgers. Burgers.
I wonder if anyone's ever recorded this.
Burgers, John.
N64 magazine Glover review. Let's see if I can just...
Whoa, what issue is it? They're in a pile over there. 21, huh?
I think I've just found it. I think we've just found it. Is this the one that literally makes no cocking sense? What is this? Here we go. This was the introduction to. Yes, I found it. 21. I've got it right here. Somehow this got published in a magazine without anyone spotting its gibberish. Games featuring. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like ChatGPT wrote this, but way before ChatGPT.
Oh, so ahead of its time.
Games featuring balls are among some of the greatest electronic experiences of all time. There's Marble Madness from the dim and distant past, Super Tetris from not so long ago, and ISS 98 from yesterday, among many others. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty good. You know what? That's fair. That's a recent start. Then it goes into talking about Glover. The history of the Glove as a video game character is a less than illustrious one, being littered with tales of rejected ideas, commercial failures, and game designers hitting the bottle. Anyone recall Super Family Glove Adventure? Didn't think so. And Shigsy, which would probably prefer to remain just as anonymous. Full stop. No, honestly, they're true! Say, wait, what? What happened? What happened to that sentence? And Shigsy, which would probably refer to remain just as anonymous. No, honestly, they're true. I love it. It's gibberish. Gibberish. Glover was a fun game. You can play it on Steam, and it's got mixed reviews because it's a very warts and all sort of thing. But it's all there. Good old Glover. Everyone loves Glover. Copyrighted page by the word. Yeah, like they wrote a competent review because this was the reason this came to light was because in I think it was in the 50th edition special. They did reviews with all the former staff who came back and they were asked their favourite and least favourite moments of working there and their favourite games. I think it was Andrea said, I remember I wrote this review, then I went on holiday and when I came back, someone had turned it to gibberish and just put it in the magazine. And there's this paragraph of gibberish in N64 magazine. Love N64 magazine, it's great.
FYI, I would like to confirm, I went and had a look at the pile of N64 magazines, and
you
the earliest one is 24.
I think some of them are upstairs.
Yeah.
Some of them are upstairs. So there we go. We're gonna go now. We're gonna go and have a lovely burger and pet a dog and etc, etc. Hope you've enjoyed our lovely, incredibly dumb live stream of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, featuring many scan lines. I'm sorry if that does not convert well. We shall have to see about that if that does not necessarily convert that well onto YouTube. I might have to fight to that table when it comes to, yes, our mystery video. In a week's time, I might have to upload some test footage in unlisted form to have a look, see how how they compare. We'll have to flipping see. So yes, we're going to wrap things up there, but that's not just yet, as I say. That's in a little bit of time in the future. Before that, you've got your usual Baldur's Gate, you've got your usual Fallout, New Vegas, you live what? Got a fun little demo I want to share next week. Jurassic World Evolution 3, finally getting round 2. This Saturday. Everyone loves a park builder. Everyone always enjoys a park builder. So yes, we've got another park builder coming up on Saturday, which is delightful. So all sorts of fun stuff coming up soon. Hopefully you like the sound of that. Thank you very much for this evening. Thank you very much. We had some huge donations this evening, so thank you very, very much. To incredible generosity of those individuals. And yes, we're going to go eat some burgers, pet dog, and yes, hopefully we'll see you next week for probably more Outer Worlds 2. If I had to guess. So, yes. Hopefully, we see you there for that. In the meantime, I've been John. No,
I've been
wait.
Claire.
Claire was just feeling like she wanted to say something else.
We just want to say that we're very thankful for the lot of views.
Yes, that's a very appropriate thing to say to the circumstances.
You know.
It's been many a true nerd, and this has been Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in all its, scanliney glory. Thank you very much, and have fun.
Burgers, John, burgers!